Let's get it. Yo, what up? It's your boy. Get a mic check real quick. Mic check. Oh, yeah, let me drop this link too. If you guys want to join this live stream, the link is in the chat. You guys can hear me nice and clear. Put a one in the chat. We're going to go ahead and chop it up about something that I feel is fairly important. And I definitely wanted to make a stream about it so that you guys can understand this, because this is a huge mistake that a lot of guys make when it comes to dealing with you guys can. All right, cool. Yeah, the audio sounds good. Audio sounds good, man. Shout out my boy Reese. Shout out to homie Dread Scott in the building. Shout out to everybody else that's in the building. If y'all could hit the like button when y'all come up in here. We're going to talk about something very, very important. And, this is a mistake that a lot of guys make. And even I've made. I've made this mistake before. And so I want to make sure I touch on this and give you guys a perspective that you may not have thought of. Because I know there's a lot of people who have this issue. A lot of men run into this issue. And on this live stream tonight, we're going to talk about it. We're going to resolve it. We're going to come with some solutions so that you guys won't run into this issue. Now, like I said, the link to join this live stream, if any of you guys want to chop it up, it is in the comments, the StreamYard link. So let me take a sip of this water real quick and then we'll get into it. Oh man, good stuff. Tyrone, Lionel, Muhammad, Mars is dope. Said the homie Reese is in the building, man. Appreciate you for dropping all those links, Reese. I really appreciate you for everything you do, brother. Reese is also on the Patreon, the group chat, in the channel membership. So Reese is definitely getting laced up with some good content. So let's talk about it, man. You do not want to try to get women over text. I'm going to repeat this. You do not want to try to get women over text. If you want me to keep it all the way honest with you guys, you don't want to try to get women over the phone at all. You need to literally make this brain shift at the words of my voice right now. Like literally shift your brain into what I'm about to say. The phone is just a form of communication. I'm going to repeat that. Your phone is just a form of communication. When I say a form of communication, it's basically just a form of communication to bridge the gap for you to see this woman again. So don't get me mistaken when I say that, thinking that you can't have a conversation with a woman over text. You can't talk to the woman about anything else other than meeting up over text. But one thing you cannot do is try to game or get a woman interested over text, and especially over the phone in general. The phone is not meant for that. It is not meant for that, guys. A lot of guys have this issue. Now, let me give y'all a quick story time from this vibe that I was recently chopping it up with. One thing that I did with her is I met her and we had a certain demeanor about each other when we met. We had a certain level of attraction for each other when we met. But the more and more we started to text, it slowly but surely turned her into another person in my eyes and turned me into another person in her eyes. So what that means is it was too much communication over the phone. Keep in mind, like I said, when I first approached her and we met, it was a vibe that I looked for. It was very flirty. It was very playful. It was very lighthearted. It was attraction there. It was everything that you would typically want when you're approaching a woman. But over text, it became a little too much of other things. It became a little too much of just consistent texting. It became a little bit too much of talking about other things that aren't necessarily necessary for text. So for example, I think she had asked me like, what are three of my pet peeves? And I go into that, but when you start to get too comfortable with a woman over the phone, it can kill the attraction. You will literally see the attraction start to float away in midair. That's not how you want to operate, guys. Your phone needs to be that gap. So imagine a train. You know how you see a train on a railroad track? The train needs the track to get to where it's going. Your phone just needs to get you to where you want to go with this woman, because technology is a crazy thing. But I still don't think they've made a way for you to get sloppy toppy through your phone. They got the VR and all this other stuff, but I still don't think they've made a way for you to smash a woman through your phone. Now, of course, that may not be all that you want to do, but you guys got to be careful with the texting, with the dating apps, even with FaceTime and phone calls, because that's not going to get you where you want to be with women for majority of the time. All that's going to do is put you in a situation with this woman that you would prefer not to be. Shout out my boy Mario for the super chat. I appreciate it, bro. Mario always coming through showing love. One of the man in action for sure. All the man in action should be familiar with Mario by now. If you're not, definitely hop on the Patreon and holler at him on the group chat. Got good game, good advice, and somebody I consider a homie for real. So, as I was saying, guys, you want to not look at your phone as this thing that's going to get a woman's vagina wet, because it's not. You you can flirt over the phone. You can flirt over text. I mean, there's Snapchats, there's all type of things that we can do now. But keep in mind, all of those things that you can do on your phone now, all it's trying to do is get you closer and closer to in person. But nothing is going to beat in person. That's kind of like eating a vegan hamburger. It's cool, but in reality, it's trying to do everything to be a hamburger. Nothing wrong with vegan hamburgers. People eat them for health reasons, and some people consider themselves vegan, but they still want to eat the regular stuff that they're used to. That's kind of how you need to look at your phone. Do not become another person in this woman's eyes over text. Is this a video to say that you shouldn't text women? Is this a video to say that you shouldn't respond to messages or you shouldn't communicate over the phone? Not at all. But so many guys lose so much attraction from women, lose so much rapport from women, lose so much of a good vibe from women because they try to game and get the woman over text. I'm telling you, that's not going to work. Women love the text, but they like to text each other. Women love the text, but they like to text guys that they already know. If this is a woman that you already know, you and her have already established whatever y'all are, so you've done whatever you want to do with her, and she really knows your vibe, you really know her vibe. I would say really know, to where y'all have inside jokes together and all type of stuff. Then it's fairly okay to text this woman. But a woman that you just now met, you being so quick to grab her number and thinking that somehow your text messages are going to get her into you, I'm sorry, but that is cutting a lot of you guys short as far as your results with women. I know there's certain situations where your approach can't be that long. I know there's certain situations where you won't be able to say everything that you need to say off the approach or even off how you met this woman. I understand that. But I want you to understand that if you think you're going to be able to switch up and just completely boost her attraction over text, I'm sorry to tell you, but you got it all wrong. There are ways to make a text message more appealing. I mean, there's a ton of videos on here on how to text a woman and things that you can say. Let me see. There's things that you can say and all type of advice that can get you more familiar with this woman. But you don't want to get too texty with a woman that doesn't know you like that, because it's just words. This woman doesn't know your personality. She doesn't know what you find funny. She doesn't know your sense of humor. All she really knows is what you gave her off the approach or when you met her. And sometimes that's not enough. My boy Mario came through the super chat. Also got a question. He said, "What if you have the iPhone XR Pro 10K plus with optional audio port? It will raise her interest." Hell no, not at all, bro. Not at all. And that's what some people think, man. They think because they have this cool 10 funky text messages or the new phone that has not only the emojis, but now it has the emojis where it's a cartoon version of you. Like it's just like me sending a woman the picture that y'all are looking at now and thinking that that's going to do something. I'm telling you, it's not. Telling you guys, it's giving guys a big disadvantage. So I know it's one thing. Like you guys are like, well, what are you talking about, man? I mean, I'm already scared to approach women, so I'm trying to approach her as quick as possible and grab the number as quick as possible. Yeah, but don't you actually want to see her? Yeah, but actually, don't you want to connect with her? Yeah, but actually, don't you want to do whatever you want to do with her? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, texting will allow you not to do that. That's kind of like when you're dealing with a woman in person. You don't need to talk too much. You need to keep the conversation flowing. You need to lead the conversation. But as soon as you start talking too much, you will slowly but surely start to see this woman's attraction go down. Why do you think it's an exception when you're texting her too much? I know you guys have been in situations where the approach was all good. You start texting a woman, and even that was pretty cool. But all of a sudden, she doesn't text you back. Now you're in an awkward situation where you don't know if you want to double text. You don't know if you want to try to send her an emoji or send her a gift or all these other things. It's because you thought that you could win her over text, bro. And you can't. For the most part, you can't. For most women, you can't. You're putting yourself at a big disadvantage if you think that just because you got her number, now you're going to be able to flip it. There are certain things that you can say over text. Keep in mind, guys. So I don't want you guys to get confused with what I'm saying, because I know somebody may be listening to this and they're like, okay, cool. So when I get a woman's number, I should only text her to hang out. No, you got to understand that everything I talk about when it comes to getting success and results with women is on her level of comfort and your level of comfort. So if it takes texting a woman longer, months, weeks, whatever, only way you're going to be able to get her to be willing to deal with you or hang out with you is if she's comfortable enough. And so some women need to be text for a certain amount of time to be comfortable. But be careful with what you text her. Be careful with trying to get her comfortable over text, because that can lead you to a totally different person in her eyes. That can lead you to a totally different dynamic within y'all's relationship that y'all just built. A lot of guys say, what do I put in the DM, or how do I do this and how do I do that? Man, until they figure out a way where you can actually do your thing through text, where you can actually make out with the woman or eat food with her or anything through the phone, I would try to avoid all of that. And so what does this lead to? This leads to having some type of substance to your approach, having some type of swag to your approach, having a clear level of intent to your approach. What I mean when I say clear level of intent, letting her know your intentions on why you're grabbing her number, letting her know your intentions on why you're talking to her, letting her know your intentions on why you approached her. You guys got to understand that even when women give you their number, in their head, they may still not know. In their head, they may know that they're not going to hit you back. There's multiple reasons that a woman would give you her number. So, with me, whether I give a woman my number or I take her number, I make it as clear as possible that the only reason I'm grabbing this is because I intend to see you again. It's because I intend to get to know you better. It's because I intend to want to see how you are outside of this area that we met. A lot of guys don't think like that, though. A lot of guys just, hey, good conversation. Can I get your number? It's kind of like a autopilot response for some women. Just like when someone says, "Hey, how are you doing?" The autopilot response is good, even if you're not doing good. Sometimes, if you have enough courage to approach a woman, you talk to her, you say a couple things to her, and then you ask her for her number. It's an autopilot response for her to say, "Yeah," and then give you her number. But keep in mind, just like when someone says, "How are you doing?" and you say, "Good," you may not really be feeling good. These are just human autopilot responses that people have. I'm telling you, you guys are going to have a lot of trouble thinking that you're going to be able to get results with women over text, because that's not where it's at. And we already know a lot of women will play games. They'll play games over text. Women know to text a guy in a couple days. Women know to text guys in a couple hours. Women know to leave a message on red just to see what type of guy you are. You're going to be hitting her back, or you're going to leave her alone forever. And another thing about women, guys, that a lot of y'all may not know, they, especially when they just now meet you, they really don't care. Like, they have the, I would say, the best nonchalant energy, especially in the beginning. Let me give you an example. I know in this world, there are plenty of women who see men when they're out and about and they're attracted to those men. How do I know this? Because I've talked to women that have told me this. But you want to know why women don't approach those men that they see that they find attractive? It's because they don't care. In the woman's mind, a lot of guys say the choosing signals. In a woman's mind, some may do it and some may not. But in a woman's mind, she may look at the guy, she may stare at him, she may give him the up and down look. But if the guy doesn't approach her, she doesn't care. And she'll also look at the situation like, well, maybe he has a girlfriend, or maybe he doesn't like me. Women will rationalize these things in their head and tell themselves all of these other things because they really don't care. Their investment is extremely low. Even if they're completely single and you could have been the best guy for her, they don't care. And that's the same way with text. They don't care if you don't text back. They don't care if they don't text you back and then you never talk to them again. Y'all ever notice how a conversation could be going good with a woman? She may not text you back and you may not text her back, and you'll never hear from her again. You notice how a conversation may go with a woman where she's texting you and then you may not text her back? You'll never hear from her again. I mean, I know a lot of guys nowadays talk about the don't double text and stuff like that, but women been not doing that. They feel like their phone won't work if they do that because they don't care. They don't know you. You guys got to really think about it. There's plenty of women who see people that they would prefer to approach them, but if the person doesn't approach, the woman keeps it pushing. She doesn't miss anything. She probably forgets right when you don't do it because she's either questioning your confidence. There's so many rationalizations that women will make. Maybe he's not confident. Maybe he's married. Maybe he's not attracted to me. Maybe he didn't see me staring at him. Women will do all of these things, but in reality, are they going to come up and approach you? No, because they don't care about strangers like that. So when we get a woman's number and we're thinking that everything's all good, she's vibing out, the approach was cool, we talked, we laughed, we did all of these different things, and I'm going to text her, she's going to text me back, we're going to be having a good convo, you will see real quick that if you try to make much things happen over the phone, your chances are low. They're extremely low. A lot of guys don't mind grabbing Snap and IG. Don't even let me get started on Snap and IG. Don't even let me get started on Snap and IG. We talking about text, but right now we just gonna talk about the phone in general. Now, this can Snap and IG be beneficial? Of course. Snap is one of those things that it's Snap. I don't even think I have to explain what Snapchat is. Y'all know what that is. And IG is one of those things where it's like, shit, it's IG. But you have to understand, if that approach isn't on point, if that reason that you got that snap or that IG isn't on point, you might not even get a follow back, bro. You might not even get accepted for a request to her IG, if I want to keep it a stack with you. So here we are thinking we did something. I got the number, I got the snap, I got the IG. Yeah, I'm proud because that's progress. But honestly, we want results. There's progress and then there's results. Of course, you're going to have to make progress to see results. And that's why I put this video out. That's why I put all these videos out. That's why I have exclusive videos that can definitely get you closer and closer to the results. But you have to understand, guys, trying to do all of these things with women over the phone is putting you in a very, very, very vulnerable situation. Let's think about the phone in general. Besides you being a brand new person that she doesn't care about, a complete stranger, and you getting some form of contact from her, she already had a life before she met you. So she already has people hitting up her phone. She already is fluctuated with social media. She might have a dating app. She might play Candy Crush all day. So what I'm saying is, you're trying to compete with a phone that never, ever, ever will stop being active. So what makes you think your number, yes, your number, because I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of women don't even save numbers until they really, really messing with you. What makes you think your 7 digits is going to make her look over all the other notifications to want to deal with you? You guys got to think about this. If y'all dealt with enough women, women have this weird thing about loving having a ton of notifications on their phone. This is with iPhone, Android, any phone. Women have this weird pride to their self to, when they hit their lock screen or when they check their notifications, have ton of them that aren't open. Now me, I'm gonna be real, I can't stand that shit. Like I rather swipe them out the way or something. But women love it. Women absolutely love to have as many notifications as humanly possible on their phone. This can be automated messages. This could be a text message letting her know that she just spent some money at the grocery store, because some credit cards will notify you through text when you make a transaction. This could be somebody liking her video on TikTok. This could be someone liking her post on Instagram. This could be a new follower. It's so many different things that these women will get. But you have to understand that you trying to compete with that, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie, that is extremely tough. Yeah, you can ask questions, drop out. You can ask questions, bro. If you want your question answered for sure, hit the super chat. Or you can hit the cash app. So what I'll do, since there's a good amount of people in here, I'll open up the panel and we can chop it up. We can chop it up. Let me see. It looks like someone come up in here. Let's just pray this isn't a troll. I haven't opened the panel in a while, so let's see. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, bro? Mr. Man Action. Yo, what's poppin'? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yo, I had a funny situation, and I DM'd you on Instagram, but I guess it was one of your people who responded. But I'm gonna just get straight to it and tell you the story. I was in high school last year, just graduated. There was this chick, right? And I was staring at her all the time. And in my head, I was like, yo, I know I'm creeping this girl out because I'm staring at her every single day, and I'm not making the approach. I was too much of a pussy. And what's it called? Yeah, so every single day, like she was looking at me, she was giving me some sort of chewing signals. I could tell she was feeling me, but I was just staring at her like all of class, and it was mad weird because I never approached her. Then with the whole COVID bullshit that happened, I graduated early, same so I don't see her no more. So I slid to her DMs and like literally 3 days ago, I slid into her DMs, telling her that I was being a pussy to approach her and I thought she was hot. And so far, no response. And I just feel like, damn, that was a pussy move because I was being a coward just to talk to her. And like, if I had enough balls to approach her, I wouldn't be sliding in her DMs. I wouldn't be worrying about this issue.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
mean,
like,
you're stuck with this loss that you know that you took to yourself. But I'll let you go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you had stopped for a minute.
yeah, well, nah, you good, you good. But yeah, bro. And like, I was like, damn, like, I don't know if this is like how this person figure out like a creepy slash stalker vibe. Cause like I was awkward as hell, like in high school, and then a year later I reached out to her. So I just don't even know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you think she knew who you was?
Yeah, she knows who I am.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
She
this is
definitely
the
does.
yeah, this is the importance of when you see situations, you got to go for them because you're not going to get that same situation back, especially with the world. The world is never going to be the same. So you DMing her, she wasn't going to look at your DM like, oh, he's so cute. He has the nerve to DM me. Everybody can DM her. Anybody in this live stream, anybody in the world. It's a
Yeah.
billion people on Instagram. Your DM means nothing to her. It's unfortunately, bro, it's done. With her, it's over. It's a wrap. You kind of miss your shot for 3 or 4 years straight.
hmm Yeah, man. Like it just sucks, man. It sucks because like you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like if she were to dope me in person, I feel like that wouldn't sting as much as not doing it at all.
Nah, it wouldn't, bro. I'm telling you, it's because you're still thinking about it, and you said this has been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year, and
Exactly.
what's funny, bro? What's funny, bro? I'm thinking about this one girl, but there was like two other girls that I approached my senior year. That is fucking they rejected me. And I don't even think about them anymore. I just be like, whatever, her loss, and I just keep it moving. But
Yeah,
every now and then, like probably twice a month, I look back and I'm like, damn, that bitch was bad. Fuck, I should have talked to her.
yeah, man. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but keep in mind this hurt or this like feel of kind of like shame or whatever that you're feeling now. Hold this in. Don't like just skip past this pain that you feel and keep it so much
hmm
in to where you don't walk around sad or anything about it, but to where you say, all right, I feel this pain. I'll never let this shit happen again. So anytime I see a chick that I find attractive, no matter where I'm at, no matter what school, what situation, who, when, where, I'm just going to go up and talk to her because you don't want to be years later thinking about a chick that you should have talked to. And going to this topic, when you do talk to her, actually try to make some intentions while you're talking to her so you won't have to do all of this crap over the phone.
But look, I always feel like I'll be honest, I watch you a lot, and I also watch AMS and Steph, and a lot of them they don't really what's it called they're not bad, but they just don't really emphasize the whole approach, and they always say they're more of those guys that says wait for the choosing signals. And they say don't stare at a woman too long because if you stare at her
Mhm.
too long, what's it called? She'll just think you're a creep. So it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to like say like okay, I looked at her for way too long. I can't approach her. she's gonna think I'm creepy. Fucking let me move on. So it's like it's hard to establish like when you should approach and just like not really and just like worrying about who else is watching slash listening to your approach.
Yeah. Yeah, I think anybody would be creeped out if you stare at them for too long. Like you would be creeped out if somebody stared at you for too long. That's why when you see a woman and you
Facts.
want to go talk to her, you kind of just go up and do it. You feel me? I mean, the whole thing about the choosing signal stuff like that. Though I just gave the example. Women will give you all type of signals, but they don't care that much. So if you don't make that initiative and just go talk to them, then it's just whatever with them. They really don't care.
Hmm.
So you have to be a man in action and actually get to the action part of not living with regrets, not living with shoulda, coulda, woulda. Because although those other guys you mentioned, they do give quality content and good advice, it's not the best if you
Hmm.
actually want results with women. It's good for other things, but if we're talking about actually getting results with real women, you're gonna have to actually
Yeah,
go out and talk to real women.
yeah. I've started to do that, but
It's good for
yeah, and
other
like now
things,
I
but
feel like
if
what
we're talking
motivates me a lot is the trauma that I've been through. Like with that one girl, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to repeat this shit again.
yeah, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Let me try
But let me
to
ask
let me
you, go
try to
ahead,
get
go
bro
ahead.
real quick. What's up, bro? It sounds like you echoing a little bit. Can you hear me?
Oh, give me a second. Give me a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, I feel that. Let me try to. All right, cool. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, spliff.
Oh, I was about to say, um, and Mr. Man in Action, out of all the girls you approach, how many times, like, do you get more, what's it called? Do most of those girls be on some bullshit, or most of them are just like very like willing to hang out with you? And what do you think that the case may be? Do you think it's the approach or the text game? Because I've been in a similar situation where I did have a good approach, and I felt the vibe, everything was good in person, and then the chick still flaked on me.
I would say
So,
it's multiple reasons why things can go bad after the approach, but you
hmm
just want to do what's in your control, which is actually making the approach. Anything after that,
hmm
hey, anything after that is like whatever, but you just got to do what's in
hmm
your control. So you need to actually look at the process of actually making the approach as a W. I mean, of course, you would want it to go well. You would want these women to want to hang out and come through and all that good stuff. But if they don't, you're a man. And like I said, I want you to be moving like a man in action. So if one doesn't, you should have the ability to step out and get four more the same day, the same hour. So
hmm
that's where the process of actually, you like I said, keep in mind when I talk to these women, I want something to happen. Like these women I meet on Buy Me a Coffee channel membership and all that stuff. My goal is for something to happen, but keep in mind on you may hear me do 4 or 5 more approaches on that same platform the exact same day. Let
hmm
me see if bro is ready.
Yeah, I feel you. What is your success rate, bro?
As far as numbers or as far as like lays or what you mean? Like what do you consider success?
Like, like smashing, like
I would
smashing. This is as
I
far as
would
like
say I
all the
would say it's
numbers
a
you get.
very I would say it's a very high number. It's a very high rate, but I would actually say my success rate is 100 when it comes to taking action. So what I mean is every time I
Hmm
see a woman I want to talk to, that's all I base my success off of, is if I did that or
hmm
not. Smashing, getting the number, getting sloppy toppy, all of that is really a bonus. But when we talk about success, I look at it as what's in your control, which is just making the simple approach. Beast
Got
from
you.
Infield, can you hear me?
Yeah. I think there's an echo going on. I can barely hear you.
Okay, it might just be on your end. Were you hearing the echo as well? Spliff.
I'm hearing like a reverb of your guys'
Yeah.
conversation. I can hear you now. Oh wait.
Okay. Did you have something on the topic? You hear me? No echo, no echo. Type of one if you guys can hear us clearly.
Yeah. So I think with a lot of guys and with the caller too is yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you might just be delayed. Are you listening on StreamYard or YouTube?
I'm listening on. Wait, actually, let me go on YouTube real quick.
Why? That's why I was asking because I know YouTube is delayed, but if you're just on StreamYard, you should be good.
Let me get off YouTube real quick. Let me mute YouTube. All right, go ahead, talk.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
All right, so the thing with what I was gonna say is with the caller and with the topic at hand is that I think a lot of guys have a problem with just like it's really like at the end of the day, this stuff is really easy. It's not that hard because at the end of the day, all that really requires you, it's like when your teacher tells you at school like be prepared for class, guys. Basically, when you take an action, all you need to have to prepare is just yourself. As long as you have you're able to do whatever. Essentially, because what I'm trying to say is all you really need to do is just do it. There's no two ways about it. There's nothing that you could do at the end of the day that there's no way I could motivate you. I could do everything. What you have to do as a person is just you go up and do it, whatever that may be, any situation at all. And if you miss that opportunity, there'll be more. That's the best thing about life is that people say there's only like one opportunity. No, there's multiple opportunities in life with anything. Well, give or take, yeah, basically anything, especially with women. With women, you have multiple opportunities. If not with the same women, then with different women.
Yeah, real talk. So what do you think about as far as trying to get women over text or over the phone in general?
Well, you want to make it as close as possible to human interaction, person to person. So, when it comes to getting women via text or on the phone or anything, you just want to move it as quickly as best as you possibly can to real life. So whether that be if you're texting her, move the texting to maybe what do you call that, voice chat, right? Where you could like record your voice.
Yeah.
Move it to that, and then move it to a FaceTime, and then move it to, hey, meet me up at this place.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why I say I think it all starts with the initial approach because I'm telling you, it can be a totally different vibe, man. There's been plenty of times where I approached a woman, everything was all good, but I got too texty with her. I got too willing to be on the phone with her too much. And in a sense, that does build a level of comfort, but there's so many other conversations and subtleties that you can get into in person. Over text, I kind of just read the message, try to get an idea of how she said it, and just respond. But in person, a woman could say the same thing that she said over text, but the way she says it, the way she looks, her voice tone, her vibe, her eye contact, that could be a whole nother conversation right there that's actually impossible to create over text. So
That's
guys,
true.
you don't want to change up the whole dynamic of you and this woman over the phone because it'll put you in a tricky situation most of the time, especially if she's new.
No, that's true. You're right. Absolutely true.
Right.
And
So
can I also
yeah,
No,
go ahead.
can I
go ahead. Go ahead.
piggyback off what he said? Yeah, and now if we're gonna talk about texting, we also should talk about Instagram because the thing about Instagram is that Instagram it kind of socially it makes us feel like there's some chicks out there that we can't pull just because they have more followers than us, just because they get hundreds of thousands of likes. Like, there's chicks on Instagram, 20-something years old. They have 300,000 followers. Their Instagram is the shit. But then in
Mm-hmm.
real life, you meet them and they're just normal women. And I've noticed that some of these badass Instagram girls that I think I can never pull at home if I just slid into their DMs, like I know they'll never respond to me. But when I have a real conversation with them, when I just in school with them, when I see them at the mall and I approach them, I notice that they'll actually give me a chance. And then they'll actually be willing to give me their number. Compared to me actually sliding into a DM, they don't take them seriously.
So, do you so do you just say that you talk to these girls on IG, and then you meet them in real life, and then when you do meet them in real life, it's better conversation and better interaction? Is that what you just said?
No, like I would say that like if I would the DM those quality girls on IG, I'd know from experience that they wouldn't respond. But
Oh,
me
okay.
putting myself out in the real world, I noticed the same quality of chicks with like 10,000 followers. They'll still give me the time of day even though I got like 300 followers.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons for that is because they're not the same quality in person. So online makes everything look better than it
Mm.
actually is, and women know that. That's why they're so flashy online. That's why they're so willing to put all of the best parts of their life online. But in person, you see them and you're like, okay, this is her. Like this is what this is all I get. So, and you also have a way better chance because
Mm.
keep in mind with women and with anything in life, if it's special, you want to make yourself different. You want to make yourself come off in a different dynamic if it's special. So that's just like getting a steak from Walmart, like a steak dinner that's already prepped and you just warm it up compared to going to an expensive restaurant and getting a steak. You'll be willing to pay more because it's special. That's the same when it comes to being willing to meet women in person. You already stand out and you already present yourself as more special compared to online, Instagram, or whatever, where everybody's willing to do that. So of course you're going to have a better opportunity, and that's why I emphasize the importance of being willing to approach women in person because then it's fair game. It's fair ground. It's you and her having an interaction. There's no she has to accept your DM request. There's no her leaving it on scene. There's no her just leaving it and then every time you get a notification from Instagram, you wondering if it's her replying to your story when in reality it's just Instagram telling you somebody's going live. So you got to put yourself in a situation to where you make yourself different from what everybody else is doing, but it's also special depending on how you make that approach.
Yeah, that's true. And to add to that, when you're texting somebody, that texting conversation could be happening for days, for weeks, for months, and nothing could happen between there. But
Yeah.
basically, when you're talking to somebody person to person, right? You could say the same thing in person, but then you would say that like each sentence that you would say in person, you could just say that same sentence in text the next day. There's people out there that have texting game that like on YouTube or whatever that will show you, hey, when you text girls, don't text them too quick. Text them like in a couple hours, or text them the next day. In real life, you don't do that. You got to do it off the fly from the top of your head. And a lot of women can respect that. And women
Yeah,
like
that's real talk.
it's a lot harder too. It's not easy to talk to. It's not so easy. It's easy, but it's not easy for the average person. Like Miss Man in Action says all the time, and I say on my channel as well, is that 99 or more of guys don't know this stuff. Like the guys that do know this stuff and that know it to heart, and a lot of you guys are red pill and all that stuff or whatever you are, but you know female nature, you could use that to your advantage because a lot of guys are not. And a lot of guys that in the small percentage of guys that do use that information or that have that information, all they do is just they get angry at women and just say fuck it, screw it. Instead of using it to their advantage
Mm.
and fucking bitches left and right.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Mhm. I agree.
So all it
Yeah,
really
man.
is use
And
use
to
the
piggyback off
use
of
the
what you
information. Say again.
said, and
Not.
to also piggyback off what you said.
Mhm.
Go ahead. This man actually want to say something.
No, you good.
All right. So yeah, to piggyback off what you said, if we talk about the benefits of actually making a push versus the DMs, I feel like you just won't be able to work on your social skills compared to doing it in person. And if we look at like what it takes to be successful, we leave the women aside and we just say fuck the women, and we look at the actual benefits. Not only are we developing social skills, but we're learning how to take risks and putting ourselves out there. And that's what you need to be successful. Because why do you think jobs, they want to interview people? At the job, they could look at your transcript all they want and they could see all the qualifications. They could email you. You could sound great through the email one on one, but they want to know what that vibe's like in real life. They want to know if they actually like you. And a lot of times, success is based off who you know, not what you know. And like most of the times, if we had to be real, if people don't like you, you're not gonna be successful. So it's about developing your social skills, developing your interactions, your real interactions, not your texting or any of that shit.
That's true.
So I feel like we could take this on another level. Yeah,
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I
And
appreciate it, bro.
to add to that, actually, that when you said that actually, I'm gonna put it like this. It's kind of like for anybody who's in college or anybody that is school or anything, um grades don't really mean anything. So think of like social media or like your IG or whatever. Think of it like a resume. A lot of business owners, a lot of people that employ you, a lot of them are just gonna skim over your resume. They're just gonna skim over your IG. Okay, you're verified, cool, whatever. You got a lot of followers, whatever. It's more so during that time when you meet them in person, during that interview, like you were saying,
mm-hmm. Everything
during that
changed.
interview, yeah, everything changes. It just there's people
Mm,
that they don't care if you they could be somebody that looks at your resume, skims through it, could be exactly the same as someone else, but they give you a different vibe during the interview, so they want to pick you over them or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah, and also with what you said, as far as getting people to like you, Spliff. More importantly, you have to like yourself, because if you try to get so many people to approve of you and like you, it'll never be enough. So, for example, like with me, I'm perfectly fine having a close community, a close family come up in here. We can chop it up, we can do our thing. But let's just say it was 1 million people in here. I wouldn't care if 1 million people like me, as long as there's a good amount that are actually getting value out of what we're doing. But it'll never be enough, is what I'm saying. So there's people in here right now who are just
mhm,
watching. They may not want to join, they may not want to ask any questions or anything. They may not even be liking the stream, they're just in here. You can't impress
mhm.
everybody, is what I'm saying. It's cool to have
Yeah,
people like you, but more importantly, you need to like yourself first. What's good, Kaylin?
facts.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Oh, gee, man, how you?
I'm good. I'm good. So I'm just here to kind of listen. I'm eating right now, so you can remove me if you want.
Okay, yeah, I just keep you up for now, but you're muted, so it's all good. Look, like we got a question. Truth 187X says, so is the only way to compete is to be high value? What do you guys think?
Well,
Mm,
that's kind of like if any of you guys watched that stream with like the four horsemen of game, that stuff, that there was a question that was asked that's similar to that. That was asked like I think Steph is cold. They were asked like what's better, looks, money, status, or confidence? And I think Steph
mhm,
answered like status or whatever, high value. I think at the end of the day, really, the only way to compete is confidence, because everything that you have, like the looks, money, status, that can be taken away. Your confidence really can't. In certain situations, yeah, you feel less confident, but at the end of the day, confidence comes from within, from yourself, and these
mhm,
looks, money, and high value status, whatever, that helps your confidence, right? But your confidence is built off of that, if you get what I mean. So at the end of the day, for me, it's just The only way to compete is to be confident, not high value, not looks, not money. It's confidence. That's what women likes anyways. Women love that stuff.
Exactly. And I feel like what's really important too is the mouthpiece, because you gotta understand that, yeah, a lot of other guys could have the same shit that you have. A lot of other guys could dress nice, work money, have all that shit. But at the end of the day, everybody has a different mouthpiece. Everybody talks to women differently.
Mhm.
We could break it down all we want, but at the end of the day, Mr. Man in Action, he'll approach a girl differently compared to me, compared to AMS, compared to whoever. Like, we all talk differently. We all communicate with people differently. So I think it's all about the mouthpiece, and like what you said before, like it's all about confidence as well. And I think it's the mindset you too, just the whole overall abundance mindset and just not giving a fuck.
Facts. Kaylin, what you think, bro? I think you might still be muted.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it's your core value as who you are as a man. Because once you are as a man and you know yourself, you know who you are in the mirror, then you can get the status, then you can get the money. But it all starts from the core, from having that core confidence in yourself.
Yeah, facts. He said
Sure
so.
does.
It's the only way to compete is to be high value. I mean, I think with that question, it can kind of hurt you more than it can help you because you're already competing. So you're already comparing yourself to somebody else. You literally can just tell yourself, right now, I'm high value. And don't worry about what anyone else's definition of high value is. So that's a big buzzword that's getting around now is high value, value, and all these other things. But there's no clear definition to what it is. Because what's high value to me may be high value or may be different to everybody else watching this live stream. So you have to figure out what makes you high value and also understand that you're only in competition with yourself. So you need to learn to improve yourself every single day because you are your only competition. As soon as you try to compete with somebody else or as soon as you try to compare yourself to somebody else, you already lost because you don't know who they know. You don't know what they can do. You don't know what they have up their sleeve. So you got to understand that the biggest competition for you in your life is you looking at yourself in the mirror. And once you understand that, it's easy because no one can beat you. No one can beat you at being you. No one can be you better than you can be you. So you just want to look at that when it comes to the whole competition thing because honestly, none of us are in competition for anything. As soon as you make it a competition, you already lost, especially when it comes to high value, because high value doesn't have a clear definition. Let's see. Kaylin, did you have like anything on the topic as far as text? It looks like we got a question, but I know you just hopped in here, so do you have anything on your mind?
Yeah, what's the topic today?
So it's basically do not try to get women over text. So basically the gist of it is, you know how you may meet a woman, however you meet her, but there is a thin line between trying to get her complete attraction, her complete appeal of you over text. And the core of this topic is that can mess you up more than it can help you.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it's best to use. Wow, hold on. It's best to use text to set up the date and to build the comfortability, maybe get to know her before the date. That's what FaceTime or phone calls are for, in my opinion. I don't want to be sending a lot of text messages just for fun, like every day, text good morning.
Yeah.
I want there to be a purpose, a substance. If I'm training the girl, I do training, fitness training. If I'm training
Mhm.
her, of course I'm gonna text about that, but I'm not texting about nonsense over and over again. So like I feel like a lot of dudes should do more phone calls.
Yeah. 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 And honestly, like you said, phone calls can make you stand out right there. So texting is just like anything else online where everybody else is doing it. If you pick up the phone and just give her a ring, whether it's FaceTime or a phone call, that right there can make you stand out. Looks like we got a question. So he said, bro, talk about how to use texting to get the meetup so you can vibe with the girl on face-to-face level, because ain't nothing productive you can do in the DMs. Okay, so he's saying nothing productive you can do in the DMs. What you guys think as far as how to text a woman for her to be willing to see you? Like when y'all meet a woman, and it don't necessarily matter where you met her at. Let's say you meet her online or in person. What advice or what do you guys use to actually get these women to be willing to see you in person? Because you know that is a different level.
It kind of really all depends how you met her. Like I remember one time I met this girl at my job. Like a job that I used to work a while back. I was like a mechanic, and I was talking about like I was fixing her car or whatever, and I was talking about like what the car, and I was texting her about because literally she did not know my name at all, and I knew everything about her. I knew her whole information, where she lived and everything. She has to fill it out on the paperwork. And I was just joking about that, joking about like nicknames that you give me because you don't know my name at all. Mechanic guy, car guy, whatever, whatnot. Joking about that or whatever. And then you just start like just, saying, hey, you want to hang out sometime, whatever. And then setting up a time and location. That's really it. I mean, you could also get to know girls via the messages, but I would recommend doing that in person than doing it through text, but you could also do it through text. But to actually meet up with her, just I don't know, it's kind of just you just text about it, really. Just text it. I don't know how else to say that. Like it's really just
make it happen.
Just make it happen. That's really what it is.
Spliff, what you think?
I think you have to work around both of you guys' schedule, because there's been situations where I text girls to hang out, and then they tell me that they have work, and then I'll be like, "Oh, come visit me after work," and you know how women are. So I really feel like it's all about compatibility and definitely letting her know ahead of time. But also I feel like it's also best to ask for her availability and just not to get your hopes up at all. Like like you should always have another day or something else to do just in case they flake. Because there are situations where your text game could be on point, but she's still not going to show up.
That's true. That's happened to me before. I had a girl that I was hitting up. We were supposed to hang out. I made sure to hit up my friends and tell, hey man, I got this date with this girl, just in case. Let's go hang out in Boston real quick, or not real quick, to hang out in Boston just in case. And then that same day, she hit me up, and she said, hey, I have a boyfriend now. Bye. And that was really it. So I was like, all right, time to hang out with the boys in Boston. That shit was funny. That was a funny ass phone call I ever had. She was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend now. I'm like, oh shit. Damn. All right, cool. Peace. Yeah, it was a funny interaction. I never had that happen before.
That sucks. One time, this one chick, she tried to tell me that she had no ride, and she told me that her mom couldn't drive her, so she put her mom on the phone, and her mom was talking to me, and I just found it funny because her mom was trying to like defend her and say, yeah, she was like, my daughter wants to see you, but unfortunately she has no ride, and I was just like, damn. I literally told her mom that. I was like, yo, can you call her in the Uber? And I was wild.
Yeah, that's funny. Like she couldn't get an Uber or nothing. She couldn't walk. Like how far was the distance from you and her house?
It was pretty far. It was like an hour walk, but 20 minutes in the car.
Damn. Yeah, it's kind of hard to because like I always say, like if she wants to, she'll make it happen. But it's pretty hard to do that when, and I think like even if she does that, she like it's kind of hard because when you do that, let's say she does walk to you, that's like I'm 100% chance she's not gonna flake if she has to walk an hour. If she's like actually committed and did it.
Oh, at that point she's obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah, because she'll make it
Yeah.
happen. She'll make it happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
like that shit is that's funny. She'll put the mom on the phone. She's like, "Mom, defend me real quick." That's just funny. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And one way, or I guess a couple ways that I get women to be able to vibe face to face is it definitely depends on the approach. So that's what I talked about earlier. When you're making the approach, have some intention with the approach, have some substance with the approach, have the process of you grabbing her number, of not just you grabbing her number, because believe it or not, women will just give you their number thinking that, oh, here's my number. Just like sometimes people will give you their business card just because they feel like that's the thing to do, and you'll take the business card without telling them, hey, I'm never going to call you, I don't want your business, but thanks for the card. That's the same way women would do when they give you their number. So
Mhm.
understand that you need to make your intentions as clear as possible, that hey, I'm getting this not only to get to know you better, but to actually see you again. I want to see you face to face. I do not want to be your
Mhm.
texting buddy, because you can turn into that, or you'll just turn into the guy texting yourself at a certain point. And
Yeah.
another way is when you are texting her and you're talking about meeting up face to face, actually have a plan. Where do you want to meet her? What do you want to do? What time? When are you available? And obviously, when is she available? Typically, what I like to do is throw out 2 different days that I'm available, just to see if she's available on those days as well. And if she picks one of those days, I'll throw out 2 different times that I'm available, just to see if she's available on one of those times. And also, it's a strategic thing as well, because one time I may throw out is early in the afternoon, so it may be like 1 or 2 p.m. The other time could be like 6 or 7 p.m. If she's aiming more towards that 6 or 7 p.m., there's a better chance that she's more done with her day, doesn't have anything to do right after that, in a slightly more percentage that she may be DTF. Because women who, they can still be DTF by hanging out at 1 or 2 p.m., but those are also women that want to hang out in the daytime and may have something to do by 5 p.m. But you have to be moving forward when it comes to text.
Mhm.
As soon as you get to a point where your conversation is not progressing with the woman over text, you have put yourself in a situation where you're not going to get anywhere for the most part with these women, because they'll text you, but they won't have no intentions on seeing you. So you have to lead it to that. And if she's not comfortable
Mhm.
that early, you need to lead it to a sense to where she's more comfortable. But you always want to progress. You always want to move forward to get that face to face out the way a couple times until you actually feel like you know this chick, or y'all are vibing at a level you want to. But even with chicks that I fuck with now, that I think about, chicks that I talk to the most, that I've known for a long time, we don't text that much. Texting is just not that thing that I feel like you should overdo with women. They'll text each other all day, but when it comes to a man and a woman, I think there's so much more subtleties and vibes you can get in person or over the phone.
True. Yeah, very
I
true.
agree. Also agreed. I
That's a new
also
game
agree
that I
that
never realized
when
before.
you're setting up the lens.
No.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I mean, because women want
I
you to
bet.
do that. You know, without them saying it, they want you to lead them in everything. Even if you got a, she has an iPhone and you have an iPhone, she still wants you to pull up the GPS on your iPhone and tell her which way to go, even if she's driving. They won't admit this, but women naturally want men to lead, because that's how it is. So even over text, even when you meet her, it needs to be you leading it somewhere. It needs to be you leading. And when I say setting up the date or the first meetup, try to have a place that you already know. Try to have a time set. Try to have a date. You need to have place, how, when, where, all that. All that needs to be aligned. Don't leave it up to, oh well, we'll hang out sometimes, or we'll see what happens. Women don't necessarily work that way. They need full blown instructions, and that isn't because they can't figure out stuff themselves, but they prefer that, especially with a man, and especially with a stranger. So like, guys don't know, or you don't think like this, but these women, we're strangers to them, so they're already at risk for hanging out with you. So at least if they are going to hang out with you, make it an experience. Make it something that she's not used to. Make it something to where you seem like you're new to this and not true to this. Even if you are new, or true to this, not new to this, but let's say that you are new, you still need to have places. So even if some of you guys may not be dealing with women as much, at least know certain places in your city or in your state where you can have women meet you. And it doesn't all have to cost. There's a lot of free shit that you can do with women. But you
That's
have to set all that up. You can't expect her to be, you can't be like, hey, so what's there to do on Saturdays and what do you do on Thursday nights? You need to know that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I remember this one time I was with a girl. First couple of dates, I was like iffy. I was like, oh, what do you want to do? Or oh, I'll just do whatever you want to do. But what do you want to do? Because just trying to be a balance. But you, like you said, you got to lead it more. And the times where I would lead in the dates, or I would have dates where like, okay, we're gonna do this at this time, we're gonna do that, whatever. I mean, I had the shorty paying for the dates. I literally had shorties paying for the dates because I was like, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And she was like, damn, okay, cool. And she liked it so much that ended up just paying for the date. Like I like to watch movies and don't like do the first day as a movie, but like that's like after a while because when you're at the movies, you're not doing much talking, we're doing more viewing, whatever. But like after a while, you might want to watch like I love watching movies. Like I love going to the movie theater. So like she would pay for the movie theater. She would pay for the whole thing. Popcorns, food, all that stuff. I'm like, damn. Shit.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, brother? My boy Red Pill God in the building. How you, bro? How you doing?
All right.
For sure, for sure.
So we're talking about testing chicks and meeting up with them.
Yeah, well, we're actually talking about that's one part of it, but the core of the topic is to not overtext women because that can lead you to never meeting up with them.
That's true. That's true, bro.
Yeah.
Like, look, if I get a chick's number, bro, it's like I'm getting her number for the end goal is to meet up with her. It's not to like. All right, so guys want to get to know a chick, so they test her or whatever. But the purpose is to you want to know the basic things. Basically, you want to meet up as soon as possible, like maybe on the weekend or whatever. But you got to save the juiciness for when you meet up. Like just save all of that, all the things you're gonna ask her. Just save it for when you meet up. And when you talk to her in person, it's less likely for her to dodge your questions and less likely for her to try to evade the conversation.
Yeah, that's real talk. I actually had a situation before where I was texting this chick so much that when I would ask her questions in person, she was like, I mean, I kind of told you over text, but blah, 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 blah. It's because we text too much. So it took the whole energy into us having a better rapport or relationship over text. And who the fuck wants that? You can't do nothing over text.
That's so true.
Word. It looks like he also said, then how do you deal with all that I'll let you know and flaking shit that women do?
How do you deal with it? You just move on because you gotta have multiple chicks you gotta have multiple eggs in your basket. You just move on. I mean, like I think guys try too hard to try to change a woman. You don't do that. You just find a woman that wants you. You go to where you're wanted, right? And because it's a numbers game for us guys. I don't care you have to approach 100 different women. I don't care you have to get 100 different numbers. It's a numbers game. No matter how good looking you are, no matter how much money you have, it's a numbers game. There's no shame in that, you know? So make sure you have rebound chicks. You got to have rebound chicks, period. Because women are flaky by nature. It's just what it is.
What you guys think as far as all the flaking that women would do over text?
Gotta combat it with.
I feel like.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like that's just a lot of times it's out of our hand and we can really control it. But like what you guys said before, I actually had something to say to it as far as texting chicks and shit. I feel like you can't just text her directly about wanting to hang out because some chicks will get offended by that because they'll know like your intentions are just to fuck. So I feel like you need to have a balance. Like you have to actually have like a little small talk, like just a little. Like if you guys are gonna text just to get to know her, you know what I'm saying, or just have a little like 10-minute phone combo, just so that you guys could like get comfortable with each other, and then like as time progresses, like after you guys been texting for a little bit, try to like set up a time to hang out. And as far as the flights, I feel like there's really no way. There's no like universal solution. It's just like it's like what Red Pill God said. It's a numbers game. And like just don't believe what they say. Believe what they do.
Facts, bro. And let me add on to what you just said. So this girl DM me on Telegram. That's right, Telegram, and she says, "Oh, I think you're cute, all this that." So I try to set a date with her. She seemed down. She said there's a rain check. I mean, it was raining pretty hard, but like, and then I was like, all right, that's cool, that's cool. So we're gonna do on Friday. She's babysitting. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, she's not all that. I was just gonna get some easy ass because she texted me first.
Yeah.
But apparently, she's not with it. She's not trying to play along. I just said, hey, let me know when you're down to hang out. If she don't take it, that's cool. I don't mind. Like, it's just kind of weird. Like, you were showing an interest, and then what happened? Did I give you the validation that I want you? Like, what's going on?
Let me tell y'all the story, right? So it's this one chick. Like thing is with me, I normally can get like I told the chick, and I'm like, all right, you want to hang out? You want to meet up, or when you free or whatever? And I could just know them. Like I could just got their number like yesterday. It doesn't. There's no. If a chick is really interested in you, she'll be down to meet up like ASAP, right? There's no really. Oh, I gotta talk to her some and convince her to get to know her. No. And the thing is, though, I was talking to the chick every day, all the way up until the day, and then she ghosted me, bro. Like I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, bro.
Damn. No.
Right? I'm telling you, like, and this is me just testing the water. All right, let's see what happens if I talk to her every day and like getting responses and everything, because like she never left me on red. Talk to her every day up until the day, then ghosted me, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. If you're not gonna meet her in person and do the talking, it's a waste of time. It just is.
That's true.
Bro.
Yeah.
And women will waste your time.
Hey, man, you can find out with a quick phone call by the tone of her voice and how much she's talking. You can hear her interest. Like a quick 10-minute phone call. You don't have to text out. You don't have to
Let me tell you this particular chick though. This chick was literally like, she wants me to like know that she's honest and trustworthy. Like she'll literally be at work taking pictures of herself, like in her little Walmart vest and everything. It's like at work and you talking to me. Shit ridiculous. And then all the way up until the day the hangout, it was like, she just disappeared. She goes.
Yeah.
Oh man, shit, Red Pill guy, you one funny guy.
What do you guys do when? Fast.
Right, appreciate it.
What do you guys
go ahead, Spliff.
All right. What do you guys do? And let's say you want to hang out with the chick at 7, but then something comes up at 7. Do you cancel the date or do you try to pick a different time?
For you or her?
No, you. Like this is you, and you had a date with the chick at 7, and you want to move that.
Oh, shit, she would cancel it on you in a heartbeat. If you got something more important, then you go handle your business.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you start doing that, you'll start seeing that women will actually get more attracted. Now, I'm not saying do this as like a method or anything, but there's been times where something more important or a chick that I knew I would have a better vibe with would hit me up and want to hang out around the same time. I flake on the chick. Like I'd be like, hey, we'll have to reschedule. And women are okay with that because we got to understand, even though women flake and all this stuff, life happens, like they have a life outside of us. Oh shit. The hell was that?
Oh, that was my notification. My bad.
Yeah. I thought somebody was in there killing a cat or some shit. But yeah, life happens. So sometimes we'll look at these women like, oh man, she flaked, she ain't talking about shit. But sometimes things pop up with them And that's why you can't necessarily just put too much pressure, especially on a new chick, because y'all are two complete strangers. And she's taking a risk to meet you because although none of you guys may not be on no crazy shit, there's some guys that are.
Facts.
Let me show you. Let me show y'all this, right? So I recently downloaded this app Hinge, right? Because I wanted to make, obviously, like I make like all kind of dating content. I'm gonna put it on my Patreon.
Mhm.
And this chick right here, basically, I talked to this chick for a little bit. You know, I guess she's like, hold on, let me see if I get this in the camera. I guess she's like average or whatever. So,
Okay.
look, wait. Basically, I asked her, all right, so you trying to link up or whatever? And she like, a little much right off the bat. You know what I replied with? I just ignored it. I just don't message her back because it's a waste of my time, you know? See, a thirsty guy would be like, okay, let me talk to her to get some repertoire. It doesn't matter. When you start to have that abundance mindset, like even if you don't have backup, just have that abundance mindset and then you just realize none of this matters. None of this matters. I mean, especially I'm 24, so I'm young. It's not like I'm about to marry a chick. It's not like I'm about. It's not that serious. There's no such thing as that one girl for you. There's no such thing as that dream woman. There's no such thing as. It's just ridiculous that the way that we men think sometimes, and it's like just like not worry about it. Have multiple chicks because why waste my time trying to get to know this chick through text message when I could just meet up with another chick who's down like right away? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, mess with girls that only have high attraction towards you initially, or something that they just you could tell they have high attraction off of anything. And
I'm not saying my bad, but I'm not saying like, all right, so if that anybody could like, all right, let me go and talk to her. I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying me personally, I'm at that point to where I have a abundance mindset, or to the point to where I just don't care. Is the reason why it's like I don't want to waste my time. I wasted a lot of my time with messaging shits, and again, it's just once you get burnt so many times, you gotta learn something from it, and just get ghosted on. So what's the point?
Don't try to convince them. Don't try to sell yourself. Don't try to convince them. Hey, I want you to come. Just put it out there. If they're down for it, it's gonna come to you. Right?
Exactly.
Hey, but I do gotta say though, with what you said, Kaylin, it's kind of a tricky thing, and I know it can be worded in different ways. But believe it or not, in a sense, we are selling ourselves when we meet women, and that can actually help you with other parts of life if any of us were to ever become a salesman. So what I'm saying is, when you meet a woman, you're not selling yourself as far as like you're on the market and she's buying you or whatever. But when you meet a woman and you're in the process of getting her number, there has to be a level of salesmanship methods for her to be willing to give you her number when you got her ready to suck you up. There has to be a level of convincing for her to do that. So in a sense, that's why I would say like this is way deeper than just getting women. I guarantee if any of you guys can get to a point where you can approach any woman and you get a good amount of numbers or a good amount of success, any of you guys would be the best salesman in the world, because there's plenty of salesmen who can sell a lot of shit, but they can't go up and talk to a random woman and get her into him. So this is like a skill that can help you in careers and jobs if any of you guys start businesses as far as sales. But I know we don't like to look at it as we're selling ourselves to women, but in a sense, we kind of are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what I meant was don't try too hard that makes it look like you're trying too hard. Just be natural.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the thing is you guys just have a good social game, right? If you have a good social game, you could just be like, smooth. Just be smooth about it. But if you selling yourself like, I'm a good man, why don't you want me? I'm a good man. I go to work every day. I go to work. I come straight home. If you doing that, then that's not good. You feel what I'm saying? Don't sell yourself in the matter that you selling yourself short. She got to prove to you that she's actually worthy of even dealing with you in the first place. And when she realizes that that you have value, then you don't have to be quote unquote high value, like how Kevin Sharon says, but like just you have value, you have morals, you have certain things that you will take, and you have certain things that you won't take. And once you realize that you have boundaries, then she was like, all right, let me sell myself to him. Let me prove myself that I'm gonna not be flaky. Let me prove myself to him that I'm different from those other girls. Basically, that's how she would think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, bro. I was gonna get to this question.
No, I'm just agreeing.
He said, "Should you have female friends?" What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's fun. Having female friends is totally cool. I have female friends. I wouldn't even say now when it comes to being a friend with a shorty after she rejects you. I had that before. Where, like I'd be friends with I'd be friend with girls when they reject me. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, and then we just be friends. But you have to understand that friends with guys, like when you're with your bros, it's different than when you with your girl. It's different. It's not all the same. So you just want to treat them differently because they're female friends. Like anything, right? Men and women are different, so you want to treat them differently and accordingly. So yeah, it's okay to have female friends. Just be careful because they could suck you dry and not in the best way possible.
Yeah. What you guys think?
To add on to what he was saying, right? I wouldn't be a female's friend if she rejected you in the past and she's like, okay, no, but we could be friends. Nah, cut that off because, like he said, she would suck you dry. But say if you rejected women, and I rejected a lot of chicks. I mean, it's not that hard to do. You once you reject the chicks, it's like they forever in that friend zone, and then but in that position, you have the power. So really, like, yo, they could be whatever you want. They could be your backup. They could be whatever you want. And like the females friends who like you and you know that they're attracted to you, at least in my experience, they be cool as hell. But don't be friends with the chick that says, oh, we could be friends, but you want more. Be friends with the chick that wants more with you. And you're just friends on her. You see?
And that provides you stuff.
Yeah, because then the ball is in your court. You forever hold the power when you're friend zoning her. You see, when she's friend zoning you, you're giving her too much power over you.
I see what you mean. I got you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for the gym. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I also feel.
So you're saying don't be friends with the female
I also feel like there's a
who you're trying to
difference
smash.
between.
Yeah,
being
don't.
her friend.
You
wanna go?
What would you be? Friends don't smash, bro. Don't be friends with a chick you trying to smash, bro. It don't work that way.
It happens to some people, but it takes a long time. But it's not the best way to get.
It's like an anomaly. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's a waste of your time. In a time when you're trying to be her friend and she's draining you dry emotionally, telling you about all the guys that she like and all her bad relationships, and the time that it takes you to finally get into that zone where you could be more than friends, if at all, you could have already been smashing 10 different chicks. I mean,
yeah, that's true. It takes when it comes to like being friends with a shorty and trying to like fuck her and trying to do something with her while you're pretending to be her friend. First of all, that's fucked up because you're just being something. You're lying to her and yourself. Like, oh, I'm trying to be your friend, but I want to. You're just lying to yourself, and that's not good to yourself as a man and in general. That's not. It's not overall. It's not good. And then second, yeah, you're right that instead of me wasting because being friends and then trying to get with a shorty after being that's a year-long, multiple year-long accomplishment that you got to do, and that's not even accomplished. I think that's like, yo, don't even try to do that. That's literally a waste of your time.
Scarcity mindset too. Like, why are you still trying to get this one chick, man? There are plenty of others who are down to fuck you right now.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Or not. Let's just say that they're not. It's just not a good look on your part. Even if you have no chicks to back up, it's just go work on your purpose. Go do anything. I'd rather you play video games than you to chase down this chick for years to come. I'd rather you do anything else than to chase this woman.
I agree. Yeah, that's true. I completely agree with that. Better than chasing women. You want to pursue other women, not chase. Yeah, I agree with that.
Just like with all your friends in life, have friends that provide value for you. Like they give you stuff, they give you advice, they tell you about stuff. If you're gonna have female friends that do some of that.
Yeah. Exactly. Agreed.
You're not pussy.
Yeah,
That
like,
doesn't count something that doesn't
and
get.
the only female friends I have are the female friends that give me homework.
They give you what? Homework? Wait, say that one more time?
Yeah,
No, repeat that one more time. I didn't get that.
I said the only female friends that I have, like I'm in college right now, are the ones that are willing to give me homework, willing to help me out with my grades, and just
Oh,
like
okay.
give me
They
advice
give you
with
homework.
life. So it's not like, yeah.
No, I think he meant like help him with his work, right?
So it's like,
Oh,
I thought she meant like she was giving you homework. I'm like, damn,
yeah. So it's
shit,
not,
homework. Fuck, bro.
You know, I actually
nah,
had
nah,
that
nah,
before.
nah. She was
You
helping
know,
me.
like the
So
chick,
it's not
like
like,
back in like high school, right? I've had that before. Like it was just one chick that I remember, like she was always on my ass, like, okay, do good in school. But the thing is though, I know at the same time though, I was friends on her. It's at the same time she was attracted to me. Cause what girl's gonna sit there and be on the guy's ass or try to tutor him and not even be attracted to him? Like you're not paying her. I mean, what is it that she got to gain? She's just trying to get closer to you.
Yeah, that's true. Even I had that happen before when it's like my boys, and then it's her girl, and then like she's trying to help me with this and that. It's like you could tell somewhat there's some attraction there because even with if it's your friend's girl or just girls in general, you could because girls are not they're not really when it comes to showing attraction, they're not that different from guys. The same way that guys like the way if you like a girl, the things that you do when you like a girl, the girls do the same thing with the guys, basically.
Yeah, it's weird, you know. And the thing is, I've never been in like some kind of friendship where there wasn't no attraction between me and a female. It's just never been that way. I don't know, like I'm only 24. I don't have all of the experience, but just based off my experience, that has never happened. There's never been a friendship, even with my sister's friend. If I'm cool with my sister's friends, that's because they're fucking freaking obsessed of me and they're fucking writing about me in their diaries. It has never happened when there was no attraction.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true because you're a man or woman. Like think like there's always going to be that sexual something happening. There's like you're just like drawn because you're a man and a woman. It's very natural.
yeah.
So yeah, that's true. That's true. There's plenty of times where like it's kind of hard to be friends with a girl when like how do I put this? Because I just forget I even said that. Just keep going. If anybody else has any questions or anything or any answers.
I'll go
I have
in
a
on
question for you
the
guys.
female friend thing. Or
Go ahead.
I don't know. Am I echoing? Can you guys hear me?
Mhm.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. As far as female friends, I think it's possible, but I don't think it's meant to be. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that men and women are meant to be friends. But like I said, I think it's possible. So with that being said, I don't think we're meant to be friends with a woman that we're attracted to. So if we're not attracted to her at all and we could really give a F, we kind of don't even look at her that way, then yeah, that's definitely possible to be her friend. And also, she doesn't need to be too much attracted to you because that's what some people would call people trying to backdoor their way in. And that's a long term, I'm talking about like it can be a lifetime for some people game that slowly but surely will emasculate you as a man. Typically, because you're dealing with a woman that you're so afraid to be straightforward with. You're dealing with a woman that you're so afraid to lose because she's not your friend. Most women aren't the best of friends anyway. If you don't believe me, just hang out with a woman long enough and you'll see how she talks about her female friends. Like women are very gossipy. They like to pillow talk. They like to do certain things that doesn't make them the best of friends. You know, like in those movies you'll watch where a chick walks in and all the other chicks would greet her like, hey, and then as soon as she walks off, they're like, oh, I hate her dress or I hate her hair or whatever. Like women really do that shit. So that isn't to say that women are like horrible or they're bad friends, but as far as men and women, I think it's a natural thing for us to, of course, we can be cool, but if there's any attraction there and you think by being this woman's friend and listening to her talk about all of her exes and all of these situations she's had, when deep down you just want to smash her, deep down you want her to be your girl, you put yourself in a very, very, very unfortunate situation as a man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, aren't those the same as yes girls? I'm not necessarily sure.
What's a yes girl? What's a
Yeah,
yes
I
girl?
have no idea. Not sure what he means by that.
I think he's referring to like a yes man, but like a girl version.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I've yet to meet like a yes girl. I've seen like yes girls with like if the girl's talking to Drake, she'll be like yes, 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 yes to Drake or some shit. Probably.
So what are four things that you guys can't stand in a woman? If you had to name four things. And let's just imagine that a woman asks you this question, because sometimes things like this can pop up when you're on a date or whatever. And this is something you can ask her as well. But what are four things that you guys can't stand when dealing with a woman?
You talking about female nature, or you just talking about like case by case basis?
Well, it can be anything. Like, let's just say that, we're just chopping it up now. And for example, I say, just an example, I say, I can't stand a woman who wears too much makeup. I don't have a problem with makeup, but some women will put on too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then three other things. So what are four things that you guys kind of your pet peeves when it comes to dealing with a woman that you're dealing with?
All right, if she overweight, I can't stand that. Like, I could deal with a skinny chick. Like, I could deal with a chick who basically got no ass, no titties. I mean, long as they're there and she got a pretty face, but when she's just overweight, it's like, ugh. And I can't stand when she's hairy. If she's hairy and she got like hair all over her arms, I can't stand that. I don't want no mustache. It's you see that in like Hispanic chicks, you see like mustache a lot of times. I can't stand that. I don't like that. What else? I can't obviously. I don't like ghetto chicks. I don't like when they ghetto and loud and try to overtalk me. If the ghetto chicks that I have never dealt with ghetto chicks, but when I spoke with them, it's like a shit test. The first thing they'll do, be loud and stuff. And then when they see that I keep my composure and I'm cool and calm and collective, then I've literally had chicks who were ghetto apologize to me. I'm sorry for being like, for example, I was in college and I was sitting on the seat and this girl, she came up to me, this chick, oh yeah, my seat, and I'm like, I'm just looking at her. You feel me? I'm like, all right. And I just get her and then like she came back and apologized to me and shit. So it's like once you have a masculine frame, like, you start to get a certain type of respect. But I just don't like it. I don't like it either way, and it's like none of these things are things that make me hate women. It's just like those are just things I don't like, or things I won't tolerate. And I guess the fourth thing, I don't know. What's weird though? Like, it doesn't really bother me that much, but I don't like women always wearing weave all the time too, or super long nails. I mean, it's like those shit. That shit I still put up with because I'm a guy who's not the top of the totem pole. So obviously, if a chick got long nails, I'm not gonna say anything. Or she wearing weave, most likely, I'm not gonna really say anything. Unless I decide to be in a serious relationship with a woman, then I would be requesting her to change. But if it's just like a thing where I just want to smash her or whatever the case, then I'm not gonna be nitpicking her. It's just whatever. Do whatever you want. You feel me? But yeah, those are my things.
Yeah. Those are a lot of things that I don't like. I don't like overweight girls. I don't like overly tall girls. Like, I actually like tall girls, but not too tall. I'm talking about like WNBA. Like, if she's 6'8", I'm like, damn, I don't know about that. Cause I'm more on the short end. I'm 5'6", so like I don't mind tall girls. Like, I would fuck the shit out of a girl that's 6'2", but once you're going like a little bit, I'm like, whoa, that's too tall. So then that's fat, too tall. Yeah, when they have like really long nails. And the fourth would be like their mannerisms, the way like a girl acts, like gestures, like things that girls do. Like, when you talk to somebody and then like they kind of want to respond to you, but they kind of don't, and they do like you say hey, they're like, I'm like, what do you mean, what? just weird mannerisms that women have when they're doing stuff, or like he's an extra one. When a girl has glasses and she's always adjusting them with like her nails and shit like that, like this, I'm like, stop fucking doing that. That shit looks so weird. Like you always be doing that shit, like always, and it's always with the pinky too. She's like on her phone. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That shit looks just so funny to me. Like those mannerisms, those gestures that women do is like, that is just so annoying. But sometimes guys can deal with that.
You guys talking about mostly physical. Well, I want to talk about a characteristic trait that I really, really don't like. It's when a woman has such an inflated ego, she thinks she's the shit at everything. She just thinks she's better than everyone. Like she's better than you. And it just turns me off. Like it could be a super attractive woman too, but she acting like that, like humble yourself, shawty. You can't be doing that.
Real talk. Yeah.
Hey, but have you ever like dealt with a chick that had an inflated ego, but then when she get around you, she humble herself? Like I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with that. But she just got an inflated ego. Just was she trying to like shit? Always constantly shit testing me? Nah, we got to pass. You feel me?
Yeah, all these things. When she's with me, she doesn't show them. That's cool. I don't care.
Right.
That's what it's all about. It's like you can be whatever you want, but when I'm around, I need you to be a certain way.
Yeah. Flip that switch. Boom. I'm a masculine. Am I independent? This and that. And then when they're with you, it's like submissive. Yes, sir. Yes, daddy. All that shit.
Yeah, I think that actually is one that, or I guess to go into my list or whatever, is masculine woman. You know, like I can't stand that. I can't deal with that when women feel like they have to be the man while they're with the man. That I mean, I know there's certain other situations where some guys may allow that or be okay with that, but not with this guy. So that's one thing. Like I said, also too much makeup. I don't have a problem with makeup, but some women can overdo it. Definitely don't like a woman who can't follow instructions, and also a woman who can't think for herself. So, you know, chicks will hear follow instructions and they're like, and you know how some chicks will follow every piece of instructions, but let's say something goes wrong, they won't be able to think for themselves to figure it out. So those two kind of go together, to where you want a woman who's willing to listen to you, but she doesn't need you to step by step everything, because she's intelligent enough to figure the shit out if it went left. Yeah,
that's where the real I'm independent woman comes out. It's like, damn, you're really independent. Show it when
when in the right time. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? And this thing is, right, I'm at the stage in my life where I just don't care like what a woman does. Like if she got like some turn off, it doesn't bother me anymore. Because there's one point in time in my life I was like, I just want to date one girl. I just want one good girl who's for me. And it's like, okay, so I'm gonna be picky. I don't want her to wear makeup and stuff. But then when I now at this stage, it's like, okay, do whatever you want. You feel me? If I deal with you, it's gonna be strictly just for fun. I don't. You feel what I'm saying? Do what you want. Be stupid. Be smart. I don't care. You feel me? As long as you with me, you just be respectful. That's just at the stage I'm at. But if I'm not checking the chick, that means that I don't care about her. If I'm checking her and I'm like, you know, you're beautiful with your natural hair. You know, you don't have to wear so much makeup. You know, I want you. If I'm saying like, I want you to, what's your opinion? If I'm asking her what's her opinion on things, or what can I do to improve, or if I'm asking her things like that and wanting her to think for herself, that means I care about her. But obviously that's in la la land, or that's not going to happen no time soon for me. Actually find a chick that's, you know, everything that I would want. But since I'm just dealing with the average chick, the everyday chick, I'm not going to be on her case like that. And most likely she won't want me to be either. The way that feminism is running rampant. So
it definitely depends. It definitely depends. Looks like the Sheen song said, how do you make your intentions clear from the get-go when you meet women? What do you guys think?
Like
it's pretty easy.
When you first get the number on a date.
You said when you first get the number, go on a date?
No. When you first get the number, like when you first meet them, or when you first date them, like.
Oh, okay. I think he means like when you first meet her. So whether it's like online or even in person, how do you make the intentions clear to let her know whatever your intentions are when you first meet her.
Really, by
Okay.
by just saying it. I mean, a lot of these things that like all the game or whatever. At the end of the day, really, it's just stuff that you do naturally. And what we just want to do is we want to break it down into a science for people, because a lot of people don't know how to do this like very well. They haven't done it before. So just stuff that we do that's just natural. You know, and then we got to break it down to a science. Like, how do you make your intentions clear? Well, you just say it. You know, you just speak it.
Well, what I say is I'd like to get to know you better, because physically, I'm attracted. I want to have sex, but what if when I get to know her, she just does some weird shit that totally turns me off? I don't want to have sex with her anymore, or
Yeah.
she's acting too hard to get. Because I'm not gonna say I want to have sex directly like that. I'm gonna be smoother with it. I know some people do that, but for me, that hasn't worked yet, and I'm not planning on doing that either.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I don't just stick my thing whatever. Like, the first chick, oh, she look bad, let me have sex with her. So I've never done that. I've never just walked up to a chick, oh, I want to have sex, because it'll be a lie. It'll be a lie. I at least need to know something about this chick. I need to know her medical history, all that shit, right? So it's a lie if I just say I want to have sex with you. That'd be a lie. But thing is, though, when you asked that question, my mind kind of went blank, because it's been so long since I've been in this stage. And how can I be straight up with her? Because now I'm just straight up. I'm a forward talking guy. I'm just straight up. You are attractive. I think you're pretty. No guy in the friend zone is gonna be telling a chick that. If she don't get it, then she's just super stupid. Because what guy in the friend zone, like, damn, you're attractive, I think we should link up sometime. Like, ain't no guy in the friend zone talking like that. It's just that simple. I mean, how hard could that be? She know what you want. You looking at her body, you checking her out, she see what you doing, you calling her attractive. She know what that means. She know what that means. At least that works for me.
I want to even say that you have to tell her that you find her attractive. I think she knows that's why you're talking to her too.
Yeah, every girl know, but by the second you go up and talk to her, she's probably thinking to herself, what does this guy want? Probably me, probably sex. She's probably more than likely they already know that. Like, if you're walking around at Walmart and then some guy comes up to you, he's probably gonna be like, oh, this guy probably wants to sell me Xfinity, or he wants to sell something. I'm trying to hear it.
And probably... I got an Infield video I haven't posted yet, but this chick, she wanted me to do some Xfinity thing, whatever, right? So in that moment, she approached me. So she don't know that what I'm trying to do. So it's like I had to say she was attractive or something. Or let's put it this way: what if she knows that you think you find her attractive? Okay, and she's still gonna friend zone your ass. You gotta let her know that she can't friend zone you. You don't beat behind the bush, because all right, you just changed the whole vibe. If you acting like a friend, all right. Let's put it this way: you think the girls that friend zone men, do you honestly believe that they don't know that the guy find them attractive?
Nah, the girl knows.
Just never been straightforward. You just have to be straightforward with women, because they would take advantage of you being attracted to them and not being straightforward and not saying anything. They would take advantage of that. Well, you never told me you liked me. Okay,
you can be straightforward by just walking away too. You can just leave her.
Is that always works? I mean, save your peace of mind. Just walk away. I mean, it's not that big of, vagina, or relationships or the company of anybody's not that big of a deal. It's just not that big of a deal. It's not end all be all.
Yeah, if the guy who asked that question, if he just wants to know word for word, really how to make your intentions clear, you could just say like this: "Hey, so and so, I think you're attractive, whatever." Blah blah blah. She giggles, whatever, and then, "Hey, what's your name?" Say your name. I want to get to know you outside of whatever you're at. She says, "Okay, cool." She might say whatever. She might give you your number, or whatever. That's really what it is. It's just, hey, can I talk to you? Can I get to know you better outside of here? Can I blah blah blah? And then she might change the subject to something. I have girls where they change the subject to something else. And you just gotta talk. That's really what it is.
And this is approach in public, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or just like you just gotta use keywords. You don't even have to say she attractive. You just use keywords like date, You don't go on a date with a friend. You just use keywords that means anything but friendship. Anything but friendship. You
I
know?
feel like the way you say it too matters.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
eye
That's the
contact.
point of having good social game, you know?
Mhm. And I look at this question, and I actually, when I have consultations with people and stuff like that, I ask them this question as well. You have to know your intentions. So guys be like, how do I make my intentions clear with the woman? And I'm asking you, what are your intentions? Of course, I know a lot of you guys may say you want to smash and all of this stuff, but you see the big booty model or whatever. Do you really want to smash? Have you ever smashed a chick that thick before? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you even know what to do with all that ass that this chick got? Like, honestly. So you got to be real with yourself as well. You got to know what your intentions are, and also you want to steer it towards what this woman has to offer. So, for example, some women you may approach, you may find out that they're in a situation, but you could turn that approach into a business situation. You could turn that approach into a benefit for you and for her. You could turn that approach into her introducing you to her sister or to her homegirl or whatever. But you just have to do what's in your control, and then you adjust accordingly. You calibrate from there. And when it comes to making your intentions clear, as everybody said, at a certain point, you just say it. Now, you don't have to just be vulgar with it, but there does need to be certain demeanors that you have within how you say it, or how you look at her, or how you respond to what she says and how she responds to what you say. Because women typically know what guys want, whether we approach them or whatever. Women know this. They just like to play dumb. And believe me, if you allow them to play dumb, they will. So this is the same reason this whole topic came to my mind, is because, yeah, women will give you their number. That doesn't mean that they're going to text you back. That doesn't mean they're going to be willing to hang out. That doesn't mean they're going to be DTF. So they're only going to play dumb if you allow them to. So at a certain point, I recommend off the approach, you let her know, hey, I'm getting your number because I gotta go and I want to talk to you. I want to continue this conversation. Or I'm getting your number because I want to get to know you better outside of here. I'm getting your number because I actually want to see you again. Sometimes I make that shit so obvious to where the woman's like, yeah, okay, I got it. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to do that. You never know that line until you cross it. So you want to try these different things out, but you want to make it so freaking obvious to why you're talking to her and why you're getting her number, that it's almost doesn't even need to be said. It's just that obvious. That's the only way you're going to be able to make your intentions clear from the get-go, because women will be like, wait, what are you doing? Why how you know, how did this happen? It's like, you in your head, you're like, bitch, I thought you knew what it was. But I'm telling you, women will play dumb if you allow them to. And they're perfectly okay with doing that.
Also, I seen this thing on IGN YouTube channel. It's called Geek Love, and the main important thing that I'd like to point out is that you got to know your caliber of woman. You got to be realistic with yourself. You can't be like a geek and then expect to just go up into a bar and then just pull the baddest chicks in there. It's just not gonna happen like that. It don't work like that. My thing is, you gotta go to where you'll be the big fish, in a little pond. If you're a geek, then the best place to pick up chicks is to go to a place like a Comic-Con, because it's girls there who don't think you're weird for liking freaking comic books. It's girls there who are also socially inept, and socially awkward. And if your social game is up just a little bit, you will have an advantage there. Just depending on where you go, it's just you will deal with different types of women. They all have female nature, don't get me wrong, but it's just you gotta know where you stand. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you're a broke boy and you know that you just dressing bummy, for example, you don't want to go to the richest part of the neighborhood and then try to pull chicks there who got down 100,000 subscribers on OnlyFans or 100,000 followers on Instagram, because that's just not your category. You got to go to where you fit in, get in where you fit in, basically.
Mm-hmm. And that's not to say it's permanent. You can change your status.
You could, but the thing is, though, it's like this: you change your status based off what you want, not based off what the chicks want. If honestly, like, for example, I don't value chicks that show their ass on Instagram. I don't value Instagram thoughts. I'd prefer just an average chick. But even when I do get to a high level where I'm just saying, oh, I'm pulling chicks with 100,000 Instagram followers consistently, even if when I get to that point, I'm still not gonna want them. You see what I'm saying? So still get in where you fit in at, and just basically I'm saying, become the best version of yourself for yourself, not for women. Women are just a byproduct.
Go to where you want it. Right?
Yes, exactly.
That's where the women want you. That's where you're gonna go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Facts. That's exactly what I meant.
That's just true. I like that advice too. I never thought of it like that. Now I'm thinking about it. Like I never thought of it like where, like basically if you're a geek or if you fit in with a certain crowd, go there because you'll feel more comfortable. If you like, I remember, I think it was last week. I went over. I live around Boston, so I went to Seaport. If you guys don't know where Seaport is, it's like basically where the port is, but like where the rich people are. Like there's rich people walking around everywhere. There's people that walking around with like $3,000 coats and there's like whatever. They have like their own little poodle that's like worth $50,000 and whatever, just walking around. And I go there. I went there last week. I was waiting for my friend, but I'm like, I can't wait for him any longer, bro. I need to go make some approaches. And I go there, and I felt like kind of out of place. Like, damn, I felt like I don't belong because I was in there walking. I look like I sticked out like a sore thumb because I look like a bum walking there because I don't really dress that crazy good because I don't want to always do that when I'm going out because then I got to keep that up. So I just went out there, and talking to girls, talking to groups of girls over there posting pictures for the Instagram or whatever. I go up to them and talk to them, and then their vibe and my vibe, it just didn't mix very well. And what I mean by that is that I already felt off. I already felt weird. So maybe they felt that energy off of me, or maybe, it's vice versa. They felt that energy. I felt that energy. It wasn't mixing well with each girl I was talking to. So basically left that day with no numbers, feeling like, damn, have I lost it? Shit, I ain't feeling it today. Shit was weird, but I just thought about that.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes you catch fish, other days you go home hungry. It is what it is. It's all part of the game. Don't feel no kind of way about it. It's been times when I went out and I try to get numbers just for the game and I end up with none, and partially because of the environment. So I mean, it is what it is. So you go home, it's a success because you got in that practice. You got it. You still putting yourself ahead of other guys who don't do shit, who just sit at home and beat their meat. You still put yourself above them, even though you didn't go home with a number. You went home with experience.
Yeah, I like that. That's damn, giving me motivation to go out on the field. But I ain't trying to go on the field right now. It's too late. I'm trying to go to sleep. I was just like, I'm taking this. I'm knocking out, bro. But
so let me ask you a question then. Kind of going back to the topic. Do you guys think that there is a possibility, or you can get a high level of success from gaming women through text? That you just
through text.
Wait, say that one more time.
Do you think that you can make it happen through text on a consistent level of women that you just met? Like, let's just say it's a regular approach, or even if it's online or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think that you have a consistency of getting these women through text? It's a lot of people that make text videos and all of these openings and all these things, and there is possibilities, but I think it has to be some substance to that to make that happen.
I think there are definitely better ways to text girls than other ways, for sure. And there are definitely techniques that make you seem more interesting over text, more fun to hang out with over text than just being sort of dry and setting up a date very simply. Like there are words you can use to basically kind of get the woman more interested in you even over text, but honestly, that shit just makes me overthink. So I just try to play the simple route, not try to do any fancy tricks. None of that stuff. I mean, if you want me to say YouTuber, that's good to watch for this. Playing with Fire, he does Tinder, he texts a lot.
Yeah, that guy's pretty good at that stuff.
Word.
I'm gonna say this. The thing is, the answer to that is no, because there's no kind of consistency when you're just an average Joe. With anything, even with approaching women, even with testing them, there's gonna be no consistency. If you're like a super rich celebrity, of course you're gonna get all the chicks. All right, let me say this. Your social game got to be on point. It will increase your odds. It will increase your odds from 10% success rate to 30% success rate. Of course. And I'm talking from personal experience. It's been times like nowadays, I hardly ever get, ghosted or whatever. Like it just don't happen. And I get chicks replying back, messaging me first and stuff like that. Of course, I know I increase my chances, but I'd be a straight up line to say that it's 100% on par and consistent. I mean, I'm more skilled than I ever been. I grew up with this technology shit, basically. So I would say, no, it won't really be consistent. Again, it's just still a numbers game. It's a numbers game. That's why it's important to have more than one number. It's important to have more than one egg in your basket. Unless, even when you're at the top. But when you're at the top, of course, the first chick you're going to text is going to be, ready to meet up, ready to fuck, ready to do whatever, because you're famous. I mean, that just is what it is. Or you're rich or whatever. You got status. You got clout. Yeah. But when you average or you just a normal Joe or nobody really know about you or nobody really know about your income, then it's just it's gonna be normal,
Yeah, because like Miss Manson Action was stating that like the consistency of how you could get the girls, the only difference that you're gonna see of that consistency is if you increase your value, if you're seeing a high value man. The only consistency between all of that would be kind of like the same consistency that you would use when you're talking to a girl, right? When you go up and approach them, you might say something similar to the last girl you did and the last girl and that, because you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it plain for the most part. And then when you start texting her, then you start feeling her vibe, then it starts to be different. But for the most part, like if you see Playing with Fire, his like main two things that he says is, "Hey, trouble." Yeah. That's like the main thing. Like when you go up to a girl, you might say, "Hey, I think you're attractive," or hey, you might point out something that you like about her, whether it be her looks, her clothes, whatever. Maybe like, damn, I think y'all have a really cool vibe about you. What's your name? Whatever, whatnot. So that's the only consistency there, really.
Mm-hmm. So
when it comes to that,
what's in your control is consistent.
Exactly. What's in your control?
Because at the end of the day, you could be like, let me give you the worst celebrity, 6ix9ine, right? No way in the world do women actually find him attractive, but because he got status.
Now some women do.
Do, especially with this beard now. Some women say he's attractive.
All right, let's say Lil Uzi Vert. Let's say Lil Uzi Vert. With the diamond, come on. We know that some of these dudes just look ridiculous and they would be a laughing stock if they were in real life. Imagine a guy, colorful hair approaching women. So can I get your number? No. But the point is,
Mr. Man actually has colorful hair.
No, I'm talking about rainbow My Little Pony hair, right? Okay. And it sounds like, can I get your number? And approaching a woman, it wouldn't really work out well for him. But let's say he's rich or whatever. He could say whatever. He could say, "You want to fuck?" And she'll be down to fuck within less than 5 minutes. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
The status.
Right. So for average Joes, it's like we gotta have social game. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. We gotta, obviously we gotta do more things to increase our odds, but it would never be 100% of the time. So it won't really be consistent. It'd be kind of random. You kind of guesstimate based off the type of chick that you're approaching and how good your game is.
Yeah, but also with Lil Uzi Vert is that he comes off as like a celebrity, so people are gonna treat him like that. Like even though he looks funny with his braces and little diamond forehead, whatever, colorful hair, is that he moves like a celebrity. So people think like there's plenty of people like you ever see Keanu? There's videos of Keanu Reeves in public, and it's like, yo, is that Keanu Reeves? Like he doesn't act like he's a celebrity. He'll be on the train, he'll sitting down, and he'll let a woman like, oh, you want to take my seat? I don't mind standing up. And it's like, yo, this like he's not acting like a celebrity. Like that's so weird.
But it doesn't really matter how they act once they know who you are, right? Like J. Cole, he does the same thing. How many women are really going to turn down Keanu Reeves? How many women going to turn down J. Cole? I mean, they just right. So it's not really how you act. Only works for a guy who's average, like us, like who's normal, who's not super big, rich, and famous, who's just normal, right? So if you act like a celebrity, then you kind of fool them a little bit psychologically. Oh, he must got something else going on. But if they know you have something else going on, you don't have to act like anything because everybody know.
Unless they know you to be a complete goofball, like your reputation is bad. For example, I don't want to hate anyone, but like some
Mhm.
people that are famous for the wrong reasons.
Like who? Just who? What? Since I just said since 9, he's still gonna get pussy. Yeah, I don't know who else.
That what's that nigga's name? Daddy Longneck.
Yeah,
That nigga.
daddy fucking long. I mean, I'm sure there are girls that will fuck with him for clout, but that's a much smaller number.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find a girl that would be like, damn, I just wanna, I'm physically attracted to that nigga. Like there's probably some girls out there, but few and far between. Or that thick neck dude, that
Oh, yeah.
he massive fucking neck.
Nah,
About what we were
look,
saying, about what you were saying about carrying yourself like a celebrity. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
I
As
mean,
in, talking to me
okay.
or talking about Red Pill God?
Red Pill God.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm saying is right. I do music, right? So I'm not no big famous person, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's a vibe that you give off. And I'm not saying that this will work 100% of the time, but obviously it will increase your chances. It'll stack upon the chances. It's when you walk into a place, right? You peep the place. Obviously, always be aware of your surroundings, but you don't have to make it painfully obvious that you're just there checking out every chick. Like every chick is catching your eye. Sometimes you gotta play cool about it and have a vibe, and let the chick watch you. And this is what it calls choosing signals. You notice the chicks are giving you that attention, and if at that particular point in time you can make eye contact with her if you chose to, or you can continue to ignore her, and the more that you ignore her, the more that the chick would actually come up closer to you and start doing things. For example, and this is why I know I used to think, oh, am I crazy? Am I just in my head? Am I like Johnny Bravo or something, thinking that I get girls but I don't? So it'd be times where I would go into the store like with my mom or my sister or whatever, and they were like, why them girls all around you? Why them girls all around you? I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy. Why she's bending over in front of you like that? She didn't have to come all the way over here to grab that off the shelf. Or why is it? And it was like, oh, okay. It's because you act like you don't notice them. And keep in mind, it's a lot of times I don't notice them. You feel what I'm saying? It's that vibe. When a celebrity goes into a store or something, a lot of times he want to get in and go out. He's not there to try to linger around. Oh, I ain't got nothing else to do today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you right.
Right. So it's been times where I have chicks who laugh in my ear, like this chick want attention. Been times when I had chicks just come over there, grab something out the freezer, bending over, and don't be wanting nothing. It happens, and it's like I ain't nobody, like I ain't no celebrity, I ain't none of that. And even with the mask on, bro, I'm like, you don't even know what I look like. I don't know. It's a certain vibe that you can give off, and
So,
I've met celebrities, but to me, it just seemed like that's how a celebrity would act. So
they're
I
giving
don't
you
know.
choosing signals, right? Those
Right.
are choosing signals. And are you not picking up on them, or you just don't want to approach them?
I guess I just don't want to. I mean,
Okay.
what I'm saying is you can use it to your advantage, right? Me personally, in my case, a lot of times I really don't even care. Like, and I realize that's the reason why they're acting like this. So I'm thinking, if I did care, just act the same way, and then just make your move once you see them doing what they're doing. Once you see them giving you choosing signals. But a lot of times I just let it pass. I just like whatever. I don't care. I don't want to deal with you. Especially I live in Atlanta. I don't be wanting to get in the mix with these chicks. So it's like whatever.
And that's if you see choosing signals too, because a
Yeah.
lot of girls
Girls.
girls don't really know what choosing signals are really. So they just when they do something, they're like, I think if I do this, he might be able to see me. Maybe if I mean, at this point, I'm like, yo, if it's like that. Like I wish girls were like girls knew about shooting signals, they would make it so much more obvious. And some girls do, but like wave or something, man. Maybe like strip or something.
Nah,
I have chicks.
they ain't gonna do that.
I have a chicks wink
I
at
wish
me and
so.
stuff.
It's
Just wink at
subconscious.
me.
It's subconscious.
It's like
they don't think in their head, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
choose this guy. They just do it, right?
Yeah, they just do it. Like a girl could be like a girl could look at a guy because like you just see a guy like damn, he's really attractive. She just look, and then if you notice her looking at you because you're human, like I think someone's looking at me. You look at her, and then she looks away, but then she'll like play with her hair, or she looks and just natural, subconscious. because it's a way of her feeling vulnerable. Like that's like vulnerable for her, even though it's like just like whatever. So like guys wouldn't even notice, but like for her it's like so whatever, whatnot. So that's would be like a quote unquote choosing signal, but she doesn't know herself, and you might not know either unless you like seen it before. You're like, oh wait, I think she likes me.
Well, I'm gonna say this: depending on her age, her experience, yeah, that would depends on like what kind of choosing she give you.
Yeah.
Cause chicks who are like much older than me or like cougar type chicks, I've had them wink at me. Like they'd be more direct.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like, a chick that's like, you know, a chick that been out there a little bit. She would be more. She would come up to you and she'll bend over, or she'll be laughing really loud and like all up on you. Like she don't know you. Like what give her that, you know, confidence to be up under a man that she don't know like that. So she been around the block a little bit. A chick that's staring at you, then look away and playing in her hair. She's probably like your age or younger or a little less experienced. You know.
Yeah.
The more bold they are, the more experienced they are, and typically the older they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
no, you're true. You got a point there.
Me myself, I don't really peep these choosing signals. Maybe I just don't look around, or they're so subtle, or maybe I just don't get any. So I feel like it's not good to rely on choosing signals, and we should all agree with that. We shouldn't rely on these signals to go and talk to who we want to talk. Like we can talk to whoever we want to talk, not rely on these signals, right? All right. Good.
I 100% agree with you. Same thing. I don't even know. Sometimes I feel like choosing signals don't even exist because I feel like I never get them or I never see them, right? Yeah. And I go up to talk to any girl.
I find it hard to believe. I just think y'all don't see it because I get choosing signals all the time.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I never do. Maybe I don't know.
I'm nobody special. I mean, my thing is this: even if you don't get choosing signals or whatever, when you approach girls or chicks, women, whatever, you gotta understand their body language because you're right there in front of them, and if you see their body language, you go understand their choosing signals better. Is she giving you that eye contact? Is then, like you said, is she's playing in her hair? Is that body language tells a whole story? Is she at the reserve? Is her arms close to her like this? Is she trying to look away from you? Is she on her phone? Okay, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I got a boyfriend. Like, you understand? Is she smiling? Yeah. Oh, really? So where? If she asks you questions, you see those are choosing signals, right? You may have them. You may didn't get them before because she probably didn't even notice you. But when you approached her and she seemed like she's real chill about it, and she's all into the conversation, and she want to know more about you, and she's like, that is also a choosing signal.
Yeah,
she's choosing you in the midst of talking to you.
Oh, okay, yeah. The social awareness.
Yeah,
because once you start talking to people more, you start realizing people do different things. It's kind of like you could tell when you're at a party and you could tell like, oh, that dude's the plug, that dude's the funny guy, that dude's the guy that someone's cousin that he knows someone, stuff like that you just notice after many times of just seeing it.
Okay.
So I know what you mean by that. I get you now.
Yeah. I guess you just learn it by doing more social stuff. You just pick it up time and time.
Mm-hmm. And in your story, Red Pill God, you said that you thought you didn't know, like you had no clue until you brought your mom and your sister. Then they started noticing it and telling you. So I think if like maybe if I brought my friend over or like or my cousin or brother or something, maybe they might see something that I don't, because every time it's kind of hard to see something when you're in the box. But when someone could see it outside the box, they could tell you like, oh shit, look, you know. I think of it like that SpongeBob meme, like Squidward, like when SpongeBob and Squidward are in the box, or Patrick. You know what I mean?
They're gonna look at you when you're not looking at them, right? Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be hard to catch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it like this, right? I had my blue pill phase, but my thing is I've always studied people. My dad told me this one thing that my dad told me that always stuck with me, no matter what. Study people, just study people, observe people. So I was always silent. Now I observe people, always observe social reactions. So I guess that's where I've been ahead of everybody else. And I didn't even think, oh, this would help me with women. It's just like, I don't know, just social interactions was interesting to me. So I've always seen, how do they act socially? Like, you know, so I'm good at social. I'm good at being social. Even though I'm an introvert and deep down in the inside, if anybody walk up to me, we could just have a conversation like we knew each other for years. Because I'm good at just being social. So it's these things that I've noticed, and it was like, And I would tell my brother, because me and my brother, we always having guy talk. I'm like, man, these chicks, I don't know what it was. These chicks give me choosing signals. They was all over me. It's like, damn, it's like everywhere I walked to, like I had chicks bending over in front of me and stuff. And it's like, I'm not trying to have sex with these girls. This is Atlanta, so it's not like. And then my brother like, oh, I think it's just in your head. I'm like, maybe it is, because I'm not afraid to be like, oh, maybe they don't find me attractive like that. Maybe it is in my head. But then when I go out with my sister, for example, it be women walking by. Like I be standing right here with my sister. It be women walking by, looking her up and down, frowning up at her. You feel what I'm saying? It's like she's doing that to her because she's with me, and you think that she's some kind of competition. So you trying to peep her out to see if you can get to me. And it's like, okay. And then it's like I go into places, and then it like a cashier or whoever be acting extremely mean to like my mom, and then smiling and giggling with me when I'm trying to check out, or extremely mean to my sister and then smiling and giggling with me. And I'm like, oh no, they were pretty nice. And I know she was a bitch. Trust me, she was a bitch. I'm like, she was nice to me. What is it? So I mean, so the thing is, if your friends go along with you, you gotta trust that, that they actually gotta be aware of that. I have my family members, they care about me, so they feel some type of way when they see these chicks around me. They see them as like predators. Oh, let me protect my brother, or let me protect my son. So of course they're gonna pay more closer attention. But at the end of the day, I would advise you to try to peep it yourself, because I think you gotta just trust your own judgment. Just try to peep it yourself. Try to train yourself to just understand, like, social things, body language, all that.
I mean, you've been peeping these damn choosing signals hard. Shit, man.
Yeah,
you got it
bro.
down to a T. You know everything.
You got girls bending down in front of you. Sheesh.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. Like, especially if you're in a grocery store and it's crowded. I'm like, okay, I know there's gonna be a chick. If I stand here long enough, a chick is gonna walk up and bend over in front of me. It happens a lot.
Maybe they're just trying to get something. I mean, who knows?
I mean,
you never know.
The one of the greatest mysteries of life, man. We never know what these choosing signals nowadays. Shit, man. We really don't.
Shit, maybe they are. Hey, but they never get me caught up, because most times when they do that, I don't even say nothing to them. I'm like, whatever. But it been times like I walk in the store like, okay, she's coming down my aisle again, or I go always to the store. Oh, she found me again. I don't know. Maybe I'm like, I just hope it's not in my head. But when I go in there with my sister or my mom or whatever, they be like, yeah, that's, yeah, you're not making this up.
So do you ever go and talk to them? Because I feel like you notice all these signals, but have you ever taken action?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay. How would that go?
mean, it goes smooth as hell. It goes smooth as hell. Like, these chicks. I can't remember a time. I rarely do. I rarely talk to these chicks because I'm like, oh, she just dying it up. Oh, I live in Atlanta. Atlanta is known for, I hate to keep saying it, but Atlanta is known for like A's and all that shit there. And I know these. It's like I know these. I've been living here for a long time. I'm born here, whatever. I know these kind of women. So it's like, there's no mystery in my head that I know what she wants. There's no mystery in my head. There's not. I got to be in a completely new place. I got to be like in North Carolina or South Carolina or somewhere I don't visit frequently to be like, I wonder what that means. I wonder why she's doing that. It's like, I know these Atlanta chicks down to a T.
So
at least the Atlanta chicks.
I'll be in Atlanta this weekend for All-Star Weekend, so that shit should be lit.
I'm about to come to Atlanta sometime.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy this week. I'm gonna be filming a lot of public interviews, so you guys stay tuned for the other channel. But the whole thing is, because I'm literally gonna drop a buy me the coffee Infield tomorrow on this chick that quote unquote gave me choosing signals. But I look at choosing signals the same as the whole purpose talk. It's not that hyped up as people make it, because you still gotta approach.
Yeah.
And the woman still may give you shit. Just like the whole purpose thing. People will paint it like as soon as you quote unquote find your purpose, you're done with life. No, you still gotta grind. You still gotta be consistent. You still, as a man, will probably have another purpose. So that's the same with the choosing signals, that you may have a woman peeping you or whatever, but she ain't gonna come up to you. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do you really rely on that? And even when you do go up to her, at least from my experience, from the hype or the quote unquote choosing signals I've ever got, it still feels like a normal approach. It may run smoother, or I may be having a little more swag to myself because I know that she was peeping me. But it's still one of those things where I'm talking to her just like any other chick that I approached. Same with the whole purpose. You still got to grind. You can't just be like, all right, found my purpose. Gonna go live in a cave now. It's like, hell no, ain't nobody trying to live in a cave. You still got to do shit. So it's one of those things that I feel like gets hyped up a lot more than what it really is. And I think that's just the importance of just taking the general action.
Yep. And I think there are different levels to these choosing signals too, but you shouldn't worry about that. Just go for it if you find it attractive.
Right. I think when you're in your environment, like I know if I go to like this certain Kroger or whatever, it's like it's certain things. Since we live in this SJW feminist world, it's certain things that, you know, the reason why I look for choosing, I don't care about choosing signals, honestly, even though I get them a lot, especially depending on the neighborhood, because I know certain neighborhoods. I care about choosing signals for this number one reason. If I'm in a place that I'm not used to, or in a place that's just like that people got more money, then choosing signals is kind of important to me because women like to yell harassment, like to try to get police on you. And like, oh, he harassing me. Go to the officer. My biggest fear, maybe it's not, well, it's not that big of a fear, but I'm very cautious about this SJW type of world because we don't live in a world like our grandparents did where you could just approach a girl and then like it'd be normal. Nowadays it's like, oh, that's toxic masculinity, or you harassing this woman. And you're like, all I said was, hey, I was just trying to, you know. So I don't know. That's just one of my fears, you know, or things I'm cautious about. That one, like, all right, she give me choosing signals, then maybe I'm less likely to get in trouble for what I'm about to say and do, even though I'm not doing shit.
Wow, that's terrible, dude. You should not have any fear of getting in trouble talking to a woman.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Caleb.
That's what Lorenzo said too. If you know Lorenzo in the main chat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean, I've heard stories. And there's been times when just security guard be so quick to just take a woman's side, or he pees something, he could just be hating. He's talking to that woman. Hey, are you okay, ma'am? Is he bothering you? Nah.
Yeah.
But I do know what you mean though. I do have, like, when I first started approaching, I kind of had that fear, like when I would do my approaches, and when you first start doing it, you get rejected a lot, and so I would be like, damn, I'm not getting any women at all. And then I look around, and then it's all in your head, and you're like, damn, I'm getting rejected. Are women looking at me getting rejected? Oh shit, I'm getting rejected, man. I go to the next girl, damn, I got rejected. Fuck. All right, man. And I'm walking around like, damn, I kind of feel weird. I feel like people are watching me. Like I feel like a creep. Then I would walk out, I'm like, fuck. Let me go back into Marshall. Let me get some bitches. Fuck. Shit like that, man. Where, it's kind of like, it's some of it's in your head, some of it's real life. Like I understand what you mean. Like you want to be cautious with women because we do live in a Me Too movement where, you know, anything can happen, and there are more and more crazy feminists every day. Every single day, there's another crazy feminist being popped up somewhere. So I do understand your fear. Like
my bad, but one thing I know is it's certain type of chicks, right? You know what kind of chicks, like for example, a ghetto chick ain't gonna be like, oh, me too. Like she's ghetto, she's like hood.
She's gonna tell you to get the fuck out of her face, bro. That's what she'll say.
Yeah,
that never happened to me, bro. I mean, I think our experience is a little different because of race as well. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you depend on your race, you can succeed better with certain other races and certain types of women. You know,
I guess that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Like I, for example, like I live in a predominantly like white area. Well, a lot of other like blacks, Hispanics, whatever, whatnot. But the place that I go to, like, because I always grew up around white girls, so I like white girls, black girls, stuff like that, and every other race. But I like white and black girls. So then when I go up to my I go to like this specific mall, I always go to the pick up girls, right? And it would mostly just be like white girls and whatever. And some of them could be the most nicest girls. Some of them could be like weird and awkward. I go up and approach like a mom and daughter. The mom's like being weird, the daughter's like totally fine, or you know, it really all depends. But you could tell with race, because like if you're black or whatever, and you go up to like a white person, you're like, is that person just weird, or has they never met a nigga before? Like, what's going on? You know?
Where do you live, bro?
Me, I live in Mass. I live north of Boston, right where New Hampshire, right the border of New Hampshire and Mass.
Oh wow, okay. I used to go there every summer.
My thing is this, right? Me personally, I'm a well-spoken black guy, so well-spoken black women, I don't succeed as much with. It's weird. I succeed with ghetto girls, like ghetto black women, like just loud, and I succeed with as far as like white and black, I succeed with white women and basically any other race. But well-spoken black girls are harder for me. Now, I think this, maybe I'm wrong, but I think as you Kaylin, as a white guy, I think you would succeed better with well-spoken black girls because that's just the way their mentality is hardwired at this
Hold
point.
on, Kaylin, you white? I didn't think Kaylin was white.
Yeah, dude, he's. I mean, he's looking like snow to me. I don't know what you're looking at. Like, Jonathan,
whoa, it's a big surprise. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think he? What do you think he was? What do you think he was?
I thought because I have a homie who's black, but he's like mixed with Portuguese. So I thought Kaylin may have been like either Portugal or maybe even albino just from his demeanor and his hair.
Are you talking about that guy in your old videos that look like Fetty Wap, like a white version of Fetty Wap?
Yeah.
That guy.
That's what I thought Kaylin was though, because my homie, both of his parents are black. He just came out. Like,
my cousin too. If you saw my cousin, literally you'd be like, this dude looks hella white because he is super, super pale. My other cousin too, they're super pale. They got blonde hair too, but straight blonde.
I didn't know Caleb was white, honest, though. That's crazy.
I feel like I've been able, because I'm mostly attracted to black women. So I feel like I've gotten some black women because they've been like, ooh, it's a white guy who's interested in me. So I'm gonna give it a shot. You feel me? So I use that to my advantage, sort of, and it works out because hey, I like them too. So I've had girls tell me like, you're the first white person I've touched, or the first white person I've done. Really? Is it okay? I mean, you know, like find what likes you. I mean, I've talked to white women, but I didn't really grow up around a lot of white women, so I just don't really know how to talk to them the same way. Right? Like I grew up in a mostly black and Hispanic school, and there are hardly any white women there to approach or talk to.
Now, that was gonna be my next question. Was like, if you grew up around, you mostly grew up around blacks and whites, so you like had that Hispanic. Hispanics too. So it's like you had like that. I wouldn't even say like black experience, but you seen what what goes around the community and whatever.
Well, yeah, and even in high school, I wasn't trying to get girls. I was not red pilled at all back then. I had a girlfriend in high school, but if I were to go back like now, as me now, I feel like I would do fine. But back then I never tried to do anything like well, honestly, it's best to be, what's the word, versatile. Like you should be able to talk to any person, any background.
Oh heck yeah.
Maybe change it up a little, but just know that you can't always come at, like you said with white girls, you can't always come with the same approach that you would with a hood or ratchet girl, right?
Yeah. Most definitely. You gotta. It's all about like. It's all about like what girl you talk to, whatever situation, whatever scenario, whatever area. You got to come off differently, which you're just gonna naturally gonna do. You're just gonna because everybody
has. Don't change yourself either. Don't change yourself completely.
This what I noticed, right? This may be mind blowing to y'all. For white guys, black girls like, all right, black girls like white guys who act black. White girls like black guys who act white. You understand?
Yeah. No, that's true.
As a black guy, just speaking properly and just having some kufa about myself, dominate with white women. As a white guy, just acting sort of thuggish or sort of, slur your words, dominate with black women. It just is what it is.
I would say maybe, but honestly, it all comes down to your confidence in yourself. So as long as you're being confident, because I feel like there's some white guys who are scared to talk to black girls, but just be confident in yourself and you'll find someone who's attracted to you if you believe in yourself and you're attracted to yourself, honestly, that's what it all comes down to. And you're
Yeah.
attracted to yourself.
Yeah, you'll attract like-minded people because you think a
Mhm.
certain way. You'll attract those same people towards you. That's why it's kind of hard to like. I always tell people like it's good to have different, versatile, diversified like demographic of people around you
Yeah.
because you're gonna
Sure.
always attract like-minded people. You're gonna think people like if you're religious, you're gonna probably gonna attract religious people. If you're non-religious, you're gonna attract people that are non-religious. So you want
And
to have different people that just think differently. So you're not just
and,
dumbing yourself down with whatever.
and let me tell y'all, right? Like the things I'm saying, I'm not just putting this out of nowhere, right? Like for example, obviously I know about my personal experience, but let me tell you this: it was this Facebook group that had like 500,000 people in it. It shut down now. A
Okay.
white, all right. So it was mostly black people, especially black women. Hella black women in that group. A black guy he posted a pic. Folks roast him. A black guy he posted a pic. He got tats. He got an earring. He's looked like a thug. Girls all over him. A
Okay.
white guy posted a pic, dressed very urban. Basically, low haircut. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Black boy
I know what you
swag.
mean. Yeah.
Gets the most popular fucking photo in the group, and there are other white guys coming in, getting all the women, all the black women, all of them.
Mm.
And I'm telling y'all this. I think I got screenshots of it because it was just like, what the fuck? It's like I know this about black women. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like an oddity, Like, all right, let me give you an example. Women like oddities in a weird sense, right? You see the guy
Oddities?
who got arrested. He's black, but he got like blue eyes. He
Oh,
blew up. And then
Oh
another guy, he
yeah,
had like one
yeah.
green
That
eye,
guy.
and he's black. He blew up. Women just like that. Oh shit, he's something. He's new to me. I gotta try that out. I gotta test that out. He's a freak show in a sense, right? Oh wow, he's black. He's white, but he's like a black guy. Oh, let me test that out.
he's a ginger.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like,
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I only speak on what I know about. But if you
but
say
you have a point. I mean, this is kind of weird, but there's a white guy like that plays lacrosse and is a super fat boy, and that's like too extreme for them to go to at first, right?
Mm.
And then there's the white guy like me who isn't on that extreme side, and that's like, okay, I can dip in there and not have to completely change. Like, this guy's not gonna call me the N word out of nowhere. He's not gonna be racist to me, right?
I mean, he
Yeah.
might, but she'll let us.
But
Sad
like,
thing is, she'll let it slide. He might. Oh,
oh,
he had black, so it's okay.
nah, the
Trust me, I know people in my family who date white guys, and it happened. I'm just put it that way.
Yeah,
actually, yeah,
that shit's weird, man.
yeah, a girl I was with, she asked me on FaceTime the day before, like not the day before, but she asked me on FaceTime, do you say that or do you sing that word? And I'm like, no, what kind of question is that? Why would I do
Yeah.
that? And she said she was with a white guy before who was singing it around her, and I was like,
Hanging around her.
yeah, he was
The fuck?
apparently he was singing that word around her. So I mean, I guess she just wanted to know me, but I felt like that was a really weird question.
Yeah, that is weird. That nigga, that dude just wants to be black. That dude just wants to be black so bad.
Yeah.
That was his
Look,
problem.
when you're dating as a black person or a white person, when you're dating black or white, like when you're dating outside your race, when it comes to black or white, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird vibes.
Oh hell yeah!
Obviously.
I would say it's only weird if you make it weird, but it's definitely I mean, for some people it's taboo, quote unquote.
It's a different vibe from, like, for example, if I date a white girl, obviously it's going to be a different vibe from if I date a Asian girl or Hispanic girl. It's not going to be that whole in the back of my head. It's not in the back of my head, but I know that what she think that I'm thinking. Oh, racist! Or I gotta be careful around him. Don't say the N word. Don't, it's like, and especially like the way the politics are. It's like, oh, you with Becky. It's just gonna be this whole vibe in it that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
You're from the South, right? You're from Atlanta. Right. Okay, well, I guess that isn't really a big of an issue up here, and I'm in Maryland, by the way. but there still is, like, when I had my girlfriend in high school, like, oh, you're dating a white guy, and that type of stuff. I mean, it's just part of the nature of the United States, the country. But
Mhm.
I mean, you just gotta, like, fuck what they think. I'm attracted to this person. Let me be. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta be like he said. You just want to have an open mind of on some stuff because you could feel no type of way about nothing. It could just be that the other person, like you could be black and you could date a white girl. And it could just be like, yeah, it's whatever, it's normal. Then you meet her family. It's like, oh shit, her family's low key racist. I didn't realize that shit. No, that shit does happen, man. Like I met a
Yeah.
guy. I met a guy I was working with once. He told me, he said, "There's no such thing as racism in America anymore." And I looked at him. I was like, "Well,
That's not true.
I didn't even want to tell him like you're dumb or I just let him. All right, keep thinking that, man. Whatever." That was the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. I'm like, this nigga dumb. This nigga
I mean,
dumb.
I'm conservative as hell, right? So it's like I don't look at racism as like being a problem, like the biggest issue right now. It's not as big as media try to make it seem, you know. And I'm definitely ain't voting for no Democrat or nothing like that.
Yeah.
And just by having those political views, it puts you at ends, like it alienates you from the black community or black women, because a lot of black females, oh Kamala, you go girl, oh she's in my image. It's like, I mean, obviously you can get past that because once I talk to a chick, it's like she don't care who the fuck I voted for. But initially, like if like race issues is on the forefront and you have any kind of opposing views, it can be like trouble for anything going forward.
Yeah, but you're right about that. Like if you as a black person don't follow this black criteria that other black people put you in, like you'll be seen as a quote unquote black sheep or the white sheep, whatever you want to say, and it just like seems weird, and it's like you'll be alienated, and then you won't be able to fit in.
If I date a white girl, right, and she's a Trump supporter, they're gonna be like, "Oh, get out! Oh, he's a coon. He get out."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't even know that. Like I was like voting red before I met her. It's like the reason why I'm with her is because we have similar ideology. Yeah. And I'm influencing her more than she's influencing me. Then people would think like that. But yeah.
Yeah, she's crazy, man.
Honestly,
she's crazy.
Whenever I'm with like a black girl, I don't really want to talk about politics or anything. Like I'm not even really political myself. I just feel like politics is not something good to discuss with women in general. Right?
Yeah. And even then, I think it's only good if you're like in a strong relationship with this girl that you've been like for a while, like an actual relationship where like you're seeing nobody else, you're just together, you and her. Then I'll be like, because then at that point, if you're in a relationship with her, maybe things might progress and maybe you might get married or whatever, you know, all that stuff.
That's what I was saying, right? Remember earlier, I was like, I don't nitpick women because it doesn't make sense because I don't want nothing serious with them anyway. At this point, I don't discuss race with them. She could be a black girl. Oh, what about George Floyd? Okay, sure, you can have it. I don't care. You know what? I don't discuss politics with them. I don't discuss anything that's heavy on the heart or anything that's controversial with a woman. Never. Only way I can discuss that with a woman if I'm planning on marrying her and it's important for us to be on the same page going forward. But if we're just doing this for fun, then what's the point of expressing politics? Okay, you vote Kamala, I'm still smashing. Okay, I don't care. You see?
Yeah. And not even that, but like doing that also with your like female friends, right? Like I think just any female, whether it's your girl you're smashing, the girl you're not smashing, or your female friends, you don't want to talk because at the end of the day, you're not going to change their minds at all, right? And the only ones that's going to do that is the man that they're with. Like the actual man that they're fucking
by their emotions too.
Yeah, that as well. Women are
typically.
I've tried arguing with women before. It's not fun.
It's an argument you can't win. You can't win.
When you're in a relationship and a woman really respects you and she really want to go the distance with you, like she could be Democrat one day and then she'd be Republican next day. She'll hop on whatever you're on, whatever kind of shit that you believe in. You could believe in some crazy shit. You could pray to this flying spaghetti monster every night. If she really about you, she'll sit down and pray to the same motherfucker flying spaghetti monster as well. I'm just telling you, she'll get on your program if when she's really about you. She just get on your program.
Yeah, and it's natural for women to do that. It's natural. They just wanna, like, if they're feminine, if women are feminine, they're just gonna naturally want to do that because that's just in their nature. It's the same way as like guys naturally want to have masculine traits, which is lead, stuff like that. Women just naturally want to have their feminine traits, which is to be led.
To submit.
Yes, it's submit. It's natural, and it's kind of like, it's very opposite now. In today's modern age, where women want to do the opposite of that, they want to be less feminine, which it's gonna fuck them over in the end. Really.
Seriously, like I hate to bring this up, but it's kind of important because it's something I realized.
Yeah, your mic doing that crazy thing again.
What was the original question?
In the mic.
I feel like we got sidetracked.
Yeah, we definitely got sidetracked.
What was the original question?
I think we were still talking about getting women through text. I think started with that, or like, does it work? And I kind of just
we got hella sidetracked.
Yeah, it's all good. We just chopping it up. I ain't tripping.
That was a good discussion though. But the question, say the question one more time.
Hey, let me just say this right quick, right?
All right, go ahead.
It's something I've noticed when I was young. It's been times where I've seen like abuse cases where I see like the man and the woman, they're together and like say they don't let their children go outside. I can't remember the exact cases, but let's say they abusing their children. Basically, they have a bunch of children. They don't let them go outside. You know who takes the blame for it? The man, because he's the head of the household. He typically be his fucked up ideal. Oh, let's abuse our children. Let's do it. The woman, she could have been living a normal life, just a normal life. And then once he invited her over, now she's on that crazy shit as well with him. You see what I'm saying? No. Once a woman about you, no matter how fucked up you are, she's gonna get on your plan. Or I don't advise you be fucked up, obviously, but I'm just saying they asking and scream. So your politics may differ. She's gonna eventually come over to your side anyway.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. You can make anybody anything when if you're a man, you could basically, if the woman's willing to, right? She still has to have high interest, and then you want to get her to that point. Like that's really what it is. Like, we're men, we have that power to be able to control women and do what they say, do what they want. I mean, we have so much power that I don't know if you watch Kevin Samuels, but he talks about how that we make women think that they could do whatever they want. And really, they can't. They really, at the end of the day, they can't. Like, you ever, like, before, I used to be really scared when a woman would like come up to me and like strike me. Like, even on some funny shit, I would be like scared. Like, you ever seen like TikToks, people doing like they get scared when the girl does that because they're afraid, because we giving women that much power. Like, power isn't something that can just be taken or given. It's something. Well, power is not something that doesn't really exist. We just give it to people. So we giving women the power to be able to do that.
Let me ask you this then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let me. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and finish your point.
That my mindset changed when I realized that I could just go and with one hand kill a woman, like, pretty easy.
Hey, chill. We're on stream right now.
Okay, well, this shit's not staying up for long.
Let's touch on this real quick then. Who do you think needs who more to survive in this world? Do you think that men need women or women need men? Or we need each other?
Survival or?
Well, let's just say in any way, like as far as living, it doesn't necessarily have to be survival, but just, do you think that men need women more or women need men more, or we need each other, or nobody needs anybody?
Well, to coexist, I don't know, because you had that same question in your community tab, and I answered it. I used the old, I think it's a Greek quote. It goes something like, "I can't live with you nor without you." So, like, it's weird because we have to live and coexist with women, and we've been doing it for so long now that we just don't know what life is without them. And damn near sometimes, I hate my sister, or I hate my mom, or I hate the girls that I'm with sometimes, and I'm like, damn, like, what the fuck, right? And you just learn to live with it. You just learn to deal with it. At the end of the day, really.
Yeah, we gotta coexist. You know, we
Yeah.
can't all be men in this world. That's there's no
That
one
would
that's
be
gonna
weird.
reproduce.
All
Like
right.
there needs to be balance. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
uh, social hierarchy too.
So
Yeah.
so let's just pick one then.
Oh,
So
let me answer the question. I didn't answer.
go ahead.
All right. So, women, all right, women need men more, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because women need men in the sense of survival. Men don't need women in the sense of survival. So I agree with Kevin Samuels on that.
Oh,
But it's a very big but. Men need women. I'm not saying they don't, and this is why people don't acknowledge. I know for a fact if I sit in my room all fucking day and not talk to anybody, I will go fucking crazy. If I sit in my
Mm.
room, if I go to prison and I only got men to talk to, I will go crazy.
Mm.
I need women to help with my mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women can supply something that men just can't. They can supply that tenderness, they can supply that affection, that love, and you try to get that from a man, that shit just gay. You feel
but
me?
but
Yeah.
think about your point as far as survival. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like we're in the old days where people are getting attacked by bears and wolverines and all of these things, and women have the same amount of protection as far as the law, the police, a gun, all of these things. So as far as survival, I don't think that women need men as much as men portray that we think women need us, especially when it comes to survival, because women can still survive without men. And I'm
Mm.
kind of just
No,
trying to play devil's advocate, just to keep this going. But I know a lot of guys try to paint the picture of just because I'm a man, women need me to survive. Well, it's like not really, not in 2021. I mean,
Yeah.
women got straps, they got brothers,
Yeah.
they got family, they got the cops, they got all these things that can help them survive.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying, but let me say this though. I'm not saying that women need me. I'm just saying women need somebody, need some man, right?
Hmm.
Let's say it wouldn't make sense for our army to be made of completely women. That wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for our construction crew to be made of a completely women. They would do a very good job at any of those things. It would make sense for our police officers to be women. I would rather men protect them. Men need other men. I would rather men protect me as a police officers or in the army than to have an army of women.
Mm.
You know, I wouldn't want to put women on the front lines because they just can't do what men do. They can't pass the same physicals. So China would take over right now if our army was just women. It wouldn't work.
Mm.
That's why I mean, like, I understand we don't need them in the wild. Like, we don't need women, don't need men to hunt and stuff like that. For okay, cool. But in the real world, they can't live without us. They just can't survive because some other group of people with a stronger army or other group of men would take over, rape, pillage, and do whatever they want to do to America. Or
Mm.
the police officers. Like, if you don't have brothers, then who's gonna protect you? You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't have those men in your life, then who would protect you? And okay,
Yeah.
you got scrap. Okay, but on a grander scale, still on a larger scale, it wouldn't work without men.
And I think to add on to that as well is that women feel more comfortable with men. That's why women love being in groups, and women feel more comfortable with men, and women just naturally are better in groups and groupies.
Yeah.
Like if you have a whole apartment or a whole house full of women, they're just better together that way. I mean, they're still probably gonna need like a man, like maybe a landlord to be like, yo, the man to like help them. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, I don't know. Like we just need. I think we really just need each other. Like I don't think
Yeah.
one needs more than the other. I just think that we need each other, to be honest, because it's kind of like this. It's kind of like, and maybe it's like going on with nurturing, but I would prefer if there's a kid that it would be raised by his mother and his father, not just by one and not the other.
Right, because
Right.
women still, no matter how far we go into society, maybe we go into the future where everybody be basically exact same, but women could just nurture better. I would
Hmm.
not be a good of a person, or I would probably be less heart. I would probably be more heartless if I was just raised like by men. Like
Yeah.
I need of course I need that woman to instill things into me that a man just can't, right? And like I said, like I'm not trying to put it into the thing like, oh, men are superior. Obviously, I'm not gonna speak like that, but in a logical sense, like I just think survival in the sense of what we're dealing with today, and like our armies and stuff. We obviously you're gonna want men to protect us, and women, but that don't make women's job any less important. I'm not gonna just put down women. I'm not never gonna do that because I think we still need women, and it may not be for survival, but what's the point of living and being alive if you're gonna be crazy as fuck? If you're gonna be fucking mental.
Let's think about this though, because a lot of men, and this is, and, you know, I always try to look at stuff from a different perspective, and really from my own perspective, a lot of men will paint a picture as if women need us for survival, but in reality, a lot of guys wouldn't be able to survive if shit got real anyway. For example, a lot of guys don't know how to start a fire. A lot of guys don't know how to build a house with their hands. A lot of guys don't know how to hunt animals. A lot of guys don't know how to keep a farm. So guys would kind of paint the picture like, hey, you know, I'm a man and you need me to survive. Well, nigga, you don't know how to survive. Like a lot of guys will say that we built this structure, but in reality, everybody watching this and all of us on the panel didn't build shit. There may have been men in front of us that did it, but we never did it. A lot of guys don't even know how to change their oil. A lot of guys don't even know how to do their taxes. There's a whole bunch of things that we forget, especially now. And the only reason I'm saying this is because, you know, like I said, it's just a topic, and you brought up Kevin Samuels. And shout out to him. He's doing a great thing. And I think the purpose of what he's saying is very important. But I also think not only is it misleading people in general, but it also misleads men to think, yeah, they need us and we're this and that. But Kevin Samuels needs Wi-Fi. I need Wi-Fi. Like, how are you going to run your business? How are you going to continue to do what you do if you don't have internet? And a lot of men, a lot of us ain't built shit. And if shit really got real, how many of you guys think that you could take down a deer with your bare hands?
With my bare hand?
It's like, nah.
Nah, I would have to
take down the doe. I'd probably take down the doe.
Well,
tackle that motherfucker.
How would you do it though? How you gonna catch it and all these things?
Yeah, it's too fast. It's too fast.
But that's why I say, like, the gist of what I'm saying is though, is that, you know, like guys will make the point of women need us to survive, but it's like, shit, we need the government. We need all these other things to survive. How many of you guys know how to purify water? So let's say you get some water. Do you know how to purify it? Most guys don't. Most people don't, unless you have these skills that you learned for years.
Yeah. No, that's true.
And I agree with you on that, because like saying that women need us and you're saying it like, oh, you're part of that group of men. And keep in mind, I don't claim that women don't need me in that sense, because I would never want to protect a nation, like in a sense, or join the army or whatever. But that's incel talk, like how you said. Like I agree. I think for a man to be like, oh, beat on Howard, women need those. You basically taking the credit from the men that are actually out there, who are creators, who are builders of these things, or who are out there protecting everybody, and you taking the credit because you have a penis, basically. They're kind of like a Jubilee video I seen. It was literally, they had an incel on there, self-identified incel, you know, fat, out of shape guy, saying, yeah, women need us. You can't survive without us. Dude, them women had a better chance of surviving in the real world than he did. Okay? And so I agree with you on that. But, like, I agree with you that the general population of men, nah. But in a sense that certain tasks, like, that's why they only, but at the same time, it's like, as a whole, we can do better. Still, it's like, as a whole, because as a whole, we still take care of everybody. If there was a draft right now, any young man under 25 would get drafted. Why not women? Because they know women won't fare well out there. They just won't. I mean, so in a sense that I don't think average guys who not doing shit, if you're not actually out there building, I don't think you should take the credit for the men that are. It's a disservice for what they're actually doing. You see a guy in army fatigue, you like, thank you for your service. You don't be like, oh, we're in the army. Yeah, we in the army. No,
but
tell them,
even,
thank you for your service.
Even to that point, if we're talking about protecting and shooting a gun, a freaking child can shoot a gun. The weakest person you know can shoot a gun. Anybody. If you think about the process, I know what you mean, though. I'm just trying to go dialogue with this.
Yeah, I feel you.
Any,
You like to go think like beyond the box, basically.
yeah,
I feel you.
any person, like there's so many squares, there's so many lames, there's so many cowards that are in jail because they picked up a gun and shot it. So if you
Yeah.
think that women can't shoot a gun, they can. You're right though. I would prefer, if I'm in a situation, a male police officer to come, or I would prefer a situation where men are protecting as far as the army goes. But in reality, women can do that shit too. And
Yeah,
women are
everyday
doing
life.
it.
Everyday life. Yeah, I agree.
And there are
And-
women in the army.
Plenty of women
But
in the army.
in the army, you had to take a physical though to even reach certain ranks, you know, and only men could make it to a certain extent.
Mhm.
Women, you know, they had to lower the score, the benchmark for women, you know. So because you got to run through mud, you might be in a fucking jungle somewhere, you be out there in the heat, you know. It's just they just don't do
Yeah.
well in those environments.
Isn't
Still,
the women's physical different than the men's physical? Like
Mhm.
I remember
Like
the
requirements.
the push-up requirements we would do in high
yeah,
school. The women was like 10, the men was like 50.
yeah,
Oh,
they
really? I
lowering
didn't
it
know
now.
that. I didn't know that.
It-
'Cause
Right.
I was gonna say that because I don't know if you guys ever took that pacer test.
Yeah, the fitness man pacer test.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
I don't remember it. Like they're just speaking on me. I never remembered it being different from men and women. It was just like if you could jog back and forth this many times, cool. If you could do this many push-ups, this many sit-ups, cool.
But
Like I didn't know that was
I
different.
think it was different. Like the
But-
average on the chart, they had a chart that was the average for your age group and then your gender.
Yeah, I never even got a chart. We never got a chart.
But let me go back to what Mr. Manning and Ashwin was saying, but let me put it in my own words. Let's say there was a zombie apocalypse, right? And let's say it was a woman, she was a fucking sharpshooter. She's really good with guns. And we had to decide a guy who never used a gun in his life and a woman who's good with guns. Of course, I'm gonna put that woman on the front lines. It just is what it is. In those particular situations in the everyday life. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I pretty much said
I mean, but see, that's the whole thing is the whole core of what I'm saying is we definitely need each other. You know, like we were created for each other. Women were created for men, and I would say in a sense, men were created for women. And when we have people painting the message of we're better or y'all need us and all of this stuff, it's like, in reality, I think we were all created for each other for certain things though. But the problem is when women try to be men and some men try to be women, that's where the issues come in.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think of it like, you ever play RPG, like a role-playing game? Like in an RPG, you have to make your class and you're only that. Like if you're the tank, you're the tank. If you're the sharpshooter, you're the sharpshooter. If you're the one that's just meant to do potions, you're the one that's meant to do potions. You're meant for these things. So really what it is that men are good at things and women are good at things. And put us together, we're basically unstoppable, as shown because we are the dominant force in this fucking planet.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, bro.
Yeah. So
all in all, I think men. I agree with Mr. Man in action. I think men and women are yin and yang, right? I don't think one need the other more than the other, right? I would say women would need men as a whole, for survival. Men would need women as a whole for nurturing. Not saying that a man can't be a nurturer. Not saying that a woman can't be a protector. Just saying that that's how we're made, yin and yang. We lack the things that the other has, and obviously we have things that the other lack.
Yeah.
Yep,
But
that's
if
facts,
I
bro.
if I had to take one, I would say that in a sense, like you said, nurturing and I guess you would say reproduction as well. But technology's so crazy now that women can get pregnant without physically having a man there, without physically having sex. And when we talk about the whole survival thing, women can survive just fine without us. So that's why I think a lot of guys got to understand that in a sense, if we want to reproduce, there's no doubt about it. We need women. There's no other way for a man to have a child without women. There's literally no other way. But there are ways for women to have child without men. There are ways for women to survive without men. There are ways for women to prosper without men. So there's that one thing that we still ain't figured out, but women been figured out how to survive.
My bad, but Nah.
I know
We have
I'm
figured
reaching though, but you know.
I mean, we have figured it out. Like when you're talking about technology. All right, first let's back up. Let's back up. As far as imagine this. Imagine a rich woman, right? A rich woman, she don't need protection. She got bodyguards and shit. If she raises if she have a son, he may be well protected, well fed, but he's still missing a father figure. He still need that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go forward to what you were saying that men can't reproduce without women. That's not true because if we're talking about technology, which I don't think that's completely safe or the child will come out mentally healthy. I don't know, but they have artificial wombs. They can make kids in petri dishes. You feel what I'm saying? You don't need women for that anymore. And I agree with you. They got it about the women don't need men. They got it so fucked up to the point where a woman could take her bone marrow and turn it into this artificial cell to impregnate another woman.
Oh, whoa! Say that one more time. That's
Hey,
crazy.
A
Say
woman
that
can
one
take
more
her
time.
bone marrow, make artificial sperm to impregnate another woman. You don't believe me? You just Google it. It is what it is.
This technology is messing up human nature. Like,
Yeah.
it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's the issue, really.
I don't want to sound like transphobic, but it just kind of weird that like some men want to become women now. Like, if that's your decision, I can respect that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why? What does?
Nah,
Look.
To me it makes sense to me, and the reason why I say that is because think of
Before y'all go into this topic, I must warn y'all. I've been striked twice. One more strike, my channel is gone, and I've spoken on these topics, and I've been getting banned for it. So I would advise y'all to be very careful in how y'all word things. But yeah.
All right, then let me not say what I was gonna say because this is like some revolutionary shit. I don't want to like go crazy with it. I was gonna speak on some stuff that's like crazy conspiracy theory that maybe could happen in the future.
Nah, let's stay away from that.
Yeah, Illuminati's watching.
Yeah,
I want to say something that's not crazy. Like, do you think going forward in the future there'll be men that or women that we cannot tell used to be born as men and vice versa? Like, we cannot tell because they got so good at the surgery. They removed the Adam's apple, facial hair gone, all that stuff. Do you think sometime in the future science will progress like that?
Most definitely, 100%. I can see it now.
Scary.
Yeah, but that's gonna happen. I mean, you have it to where you know those like you can have it to where like there's a toy dog that mimics emotions and acts like a dog, and that's gonna bring emotions out of you, and you feel sad, right? And someone told you destroy that machine. It's a machine. It's not an actual flesh dog. You're like, wow, no, I don't know if I could do that. So they're able to do that with just machines. Imagine they could start doing that with people and changing people, manipulating them so that they're like completely perfect. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, but that's it's pretty weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but that's gonna happen.
Let's kind of go to something else just to just to keep the channel safe. So what do you guys thought on polygyny, like a man having more than one wife or girlfriend?
I think it's totally cool and natural. I mean, who does I don't know who does it. I think there's a celebrity that does it. I forget which one it is, but it's like a low-key celebrity, one that's just like, not that popular. There's a celebrity that does it. I forget his name.
Do you guys think that's the type of marriage you would want?
Well, I have a question. I have a very deep dating back to BC question. Why is it that this idea of Christianity and getting married, waiting till marriage and marrying, and Adam and Eve and just monogamous relationship, why is that rooted so deep back into history if humans it's in our nature to be polygamous? Like, why is that such a big thing nowadays in religion and especially Christianity to have one wife, one husband? Why is that rooted so deep in our culture?
Well, I might just I'm gonna say it like this. I think when it comes to humans, like being polygamous and everything, that's like more like what makes us humans is that we're able to civilize ourselves and we're able to be civilize ourselves to that point. And so I think like getting married and doing what we do, basically rejecting our nature. I don't know if that's something that just happens because we're a high capacity brain thinking civilization and species. I don't know if that's something that just makes us humans, if that's something that only we own, or if maybe we take sharks and make it as smart as us. Maybe they start doing the same thing. Maybe sharks will stop having sex with other sharks and just have only marriage and only one in the other.
Maybe
I don't know.
Religion too.
Yeah, maybe they'll make like it really. For me to think of it like that, like if you want to really deep think and just know more about humans, I would suggest reading like about the Bible. If you read if you read the Bible, you would learn a lot about human nature and the way people think and everything. Like you read the Bible and just go in and just read it at face value. Like I read it because I like the stories, but if you go in and read it at face value and or just go even deep, because the people who made the Bible, right, the authors were literary geniuses. They were really smart at crafting stories and philosophies and all that stuff. It's just in there, and everything that makes us who we are as human beings is in that book. And I would just recommend reading it, and like you start to understand, like, damn, we really are like this. Whoa.
So did they have polygamy in the Bible?
If I think so, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm gonna drop a bomb on y'all, right?
Go ahead.
Morale has nothing to do with intelligence. So that's saying that we could have been extremely intelligent with no morale, no religion. So we have morale, and the thing that's inside of us for human decency is through evolution. And only time through evolution did we develop that alongside of intelligence. So us being intelligent has nothing to do with our religion. It has nothing to do with morality. You feel what I'm saying? So somewhere along the line, morality helped us in survival. I don't want to kill that person. It's wrong to do that. Why did we develop this? I guess so we won't wipe out the race of humanity, right? We decide that it's wrong to kill because subconsciously it's embedded in our DNA because we want the human race to progress. If we all thought it was okay to kill, then it would be less of us right now on this planet, right? So through evolution, did we create morality? And through intelligence, did we create religion, right? So we came up with all these ideals and all these thoughts, and like Christianity. Christianity is a combination of older religions, religions, and it just watered down, made new things. Like you got the New Testament, and then you got the other thing called the Old Testament. They add on more to the Bible. They add on more and more and more based off where we at in society. Like they had slaves in the Bible. It was okay to have slaves. They had aliens in the Bible. Basically, they had all kind of things, right? They had tall tales in the Bible, but that's only because we try to use things to explain the world and try to decode and decipher our own morality. But the truth of the matter is we can't really understand it unless we look at DNA. That's where we get our morale from. So I guess when we talk about polygamy, there's different ancient civilizations that believed in polygamy, but right alongside those civilizations, they believe in monogamy. So it just really depends. My personal take on it, I would like to have one wife, but if I end up in something polygamous, I wouldn't be completely adverse to it. So that's my take on it.
What's this, Jonathan? So what's this you have here?
So since we were talking about the Bible, and I know Kaylin asked, was there polygamy in the Bible? Well, I put it like this, and of course this isn't, I feel like this is going to be Bible study. It's not that. Can you guys see this, or do I need to zoom in a little bit?
No, we can see it. I can see it anyways.
Let me see.
Takes another wife to himself.
So this was in the Old Testament, basically saying that it's okay and it's also meant for men to be polygamous. It says if he marries another woman, he must not deprive the first one of her food, clothing, or marital rights. So basically, in so many words, that was the Most High saying that it was okay for a man to have another wife, but he doesn't need to cheat on his current wife, if that makes any sense. So if you guys decide to do polygamy, because I know some people would make it look like it's a sin and you shouldn't do it and all of this good stuff. In a sense, all the Most High was saying is that if you do, as a man, decide to get another wife, don't dish your first one. You know what I mean? Like, don't just have the new chick and have your main chick on the side of the road. But you know, as a red pill guy was saying, there's so many versions of the Bible, and there's New Testaments and all this other stuff that talk about how it's only supposed to be one man, one woman that equals one flesh, and that God intended for it to be monogamous. So it's so many different ways, but it just all depends on how you look at it and what type of man. Like, because I feel like there's plenty of men, I mean, even in the Bible, there's plenty of men who were okay with just having one wife, but there was also a handful of men who had plenty wives. So I think it's one of those things where it depends on what you want as a man. Let's say that you feel like you just can't be with one woman, or you feel like one woman just isn't enough, then you're probably someone who had the genes of the guys in the Old Testament that were polygamous. But if you feel like you're a guy who prefers to be monogamous and cool with being with one woman, then you're more on the monogamous side. That's all there is to it. It just depends on who you are as a guy and what you prefer. Because there's both situations in the Bible.
I don't like using these words, but you know, alpha versus beta male. How do you think that fits in with the monogamous male versus polygamous male? Because I feel like monogamous men might lack certain traits that allows them to unlock a lot of other women, right?
Well, I think most men naturally want more than one woman.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make you an alpha or a beta if you only want one woman. But you don't need to do it just because she forced you to be a monogamous.
Yeah, like a lot of people that like there's more. I think there's more people that would love to have multiple women, but just that they can't.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just settle with having one woman, and it seems right to them because they're always grown up and been told that, hey, just have one woman and you're okay with it. And some people are just fine with that. I personally wouldn't mind being married to one woman, but I would love to be like screwing a whole bunch of girls. But if I only have one girl, I'm cool with that.
My thing is this, that's where a concubine come in, right? You could be married to a woman and be like, fuck these hoes, like I don't care about them, like they just concubine, right? That's basically what it is, right? You got side chicks. I mean, obviously in the Bible, you probably wouldn't want to do that, but just based off what Mr. Man and Ashton read. But back to what we were saying, right? Are they beta because they don't want multiple women? The truth of the matter is, no, alpha and beta has nothing to do with how many women that you want or want to deal with or can deal with. It's more so alpha is like who's in charge of that relationship, who's in charge of, like, you could be with a bunch of women and they all run your ass. You feel what I'm saying? Imagine having 5 different women and they all saying, where my paycheck at? I'm gonna leave if you don't pay me. And imagine having that drama. So he's beta as fuck. Imagine how 5 different women bossing you around. You're beta. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just like you choose to live on your own terms. Like, you know what I mean? Don't let nobody else control you, especially not this one.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't really like to use these words, alpha, beta.
I mean, but that's a real thing, though. It's not the sense of a wolf or, animals, but alpha and beta exist in real life. And, not saying that, you got to be a leader to be an alpha. Not saying like you have to be a natural born leader or nothing like that. But there's alpha and beta of your own life. Or you could be a beta with a woman, or you can be an alpha with a woman. Let her run you, or you can run your own life, or let them run you. Because you be dealing with multiple, you be getting cucked. There's women, there's men who's only in a relationship with multiple women is because their woman is bisexual and she brought in another woman. Like you be getting cucked. So I mean, it's a lot to go in that.
Yeah, I also do think it takes a certain type of man to be able to successfully have a polygamy situation. But a lot of people that talk about all of this bad things that can come with marriage and having a girlfriend and all the BS that can come with it, mostly it's because they're being unnatural in being in a monogamous situation.
Mm.
Most men just don't, whether you want to admit it or not, just don't want one woman forever. But a lot of women have a hard time understanding that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Like guys just naturally they just want multiple women, and the thing with guys is that a guy could have multiple women, but just to like have sex with, and that's really just it. Guys could really keep it from just sex. That's it, nothing else, or just fuck whatever, nothing else, and then they could go back to their woman and do whatever. The thing with like if a woman does that, it's unnatural because women aren't hardwired like that. When a woman messes one guy and another guy, it's unnatural because women aren't hardwired to be like, I'm supposed to stay with this guy, not just go here and there. They're supposed to naturally stay with one man. So when they do basically jump on different carousels, it messes them up mentally in a way that's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe because we're kind of living it and we don't have nobody to describe it because we're living it. But maybe in the future we'll have a definition for it.
It is proven that it messes up their pair bond, their ability to pair bond with you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I don't know if a lot of folks are, oh, this is not true, but a man, when he ejaculates in a woman, the DNA is forever within her. And there have been tests where they tested women and they found male DNA in their brain. Every woman who is not a virgin has had, when they tested them, they has had male DNA in their brain. Now, some women who have never had sex has had male DNA in their brain, but that's because they had brothers. And if you put this stuff up, I mean, it's there, but they don't know for sure. Does it have anything to do with sex? But as they have tested so far, the women who has had sex always had male DNA in their brains. I mean, so it changes a woman.
So they didn't have sex at all? Because I'm thinking like they have male DNA in their brain. I'm thinking they gave brain. That's what I'm thinking.
No, the DNA from the guy was able to change up the woman's DNA in so many words.
What's considered as male DNA? Like just they have Y chromosomes or something in their head? Like what's going on?
Something like that. I don't know. You really have to look that up, but that's just basically the gist of it. I mean, it's out there. If y'all want to put it out, it's out there. But yeah, I'm no scientist in this stuff. I just remember the key points and the key details. I'm like, all right, okay. So yeah,
we gotta get some sources out here. There we go, some sources.
Let's look it up,
guys. I love this show, but I gotta go to sleep now. So.
You gotta go. Man.
Yeah, it's
all right, bro.
Late. It's almost
Take it easy,
appreciate you pulling up, bro.
All right, man.
Is this gonna get uploaded on YouTube?
Yeah, it'll be up
on your channel or
yeah, it'll still be up.
Perfect.
All right, bro.
All right. So do everybody have YouTube channels?
Yeah, I got
yeah, I know y'all two do. Kalen, he's on the Patreon and stuff like that, but I don't think he has a channel yet. But
yeah, I'm trying to grow on my YouTube channel. It's going a little slow on my side.
Yeah, it's a grind, bro. It's a grind.
Most definitely.
So this is This
says
says the sperm affect a woman's DNA. It says no, women do not absorb and retain DNA from every man they have sex with. Several websites published false stories this week on a new study that perpetrated to show women retain and carry DNA or living DNA from every man with whom they have sexual intercourse with. But this was posted in 2017.
Yeah, and every article is different, and statistics could be swayed to whatever. So
yeah, that's the thing, right? Like obviously they want to try to push whole culture, so they want to try to cover it up. But it's kind of like Snopes, like they leaving out the key things. They never said that women retain DNA from every man. They just said that every woman that they've tested had male DNA. You know what I mean? There's not, so it's up to you to decide, is it from every man? Because based on who they're tested, they had DNA. So it's up to you to decide. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's also one of those things where they'll never really know because they didn't test every woman and every man for one, and for
Yeah.
two, they don't speak nothing about soul ties and how it affects a woman emotionally and how it's deeper than if we want to say just DNA, that may be one thing, but there's so many other things that go into having sex with a woman in her psychology and the way she thinks, other than is the sperm living in her, is it in her DNA? But my boy Sir Space Sam is in the building. What's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
Guys?
Look, when a man has sex, it's no harm done to him. Like, it's no wear and tear on his body. It's basically he's sticking in, sticking out. When a woman has sex, there's a difference. You know, she her hymen, all that. You have to get through something, basically. And I mean, it is anatomy is different for a reason. When a man has sex, he ejaculates, he leaves behind sperm. That woman could be walking around with sperm in her all day. When the man, like, the man don't get anything from the woman. It just doesn't work that way. He doesn't get anything. The woman receives the man. That right there can give her all kind of bacterial infections. That right there could make a thing stink. That don't happen to us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so
You think there has to be more research done on it, though?
most definitely, more research needs to be done. But at the end of the day, we can honestly say that if anybody were to have multiple sex partners, it would have to be the man compared to the woman, because the woman's body is clearly not fit for that kind of lifestyle.
All right.
I don't know though. I mean, nowadays these women is fucking more than anybody. So
more body count.
We may have
And
not
the vaginas
thought.
stink though. Their vaginas stink. They have bad hygiene.
Yeah.
That's given. They have to use all kind of douches and stuff. I don't really want to get into it, but they had to use all kind of chemicals and stuff just to keep it clean.
Yeah,
Men will use soap and water.
it's definitely harder to clean. I will admit that. I mean, they talk about it self-cleaning, but the whole process is disgusting. So I do agree with that. But also when we talk about the whole polygamous thing, I think it was meant for men, but women have took this trait on as well. So now women are poly and bi and all this open relationship shit that women are doing. And it's getting crazy out here.
Fucked up.
Say that again?
Now it's got everything fucked up.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Did you have like anything you wanted to say, bro? I know you just not hopping in, so what do you have on your mind?
Oh, I was looking at that what you were looking up. It was like saying 7 days it stays, but I don't know. I get the feeling it's longer because it was saying or longer. Specifically.
Yeah, exactly.
So
They won't highlight that part.
Till she dies, you know? Like we never know.
So
But-
it looks like the homie Muhammad said advice for thirsty dudes, and does no fap give you an abundance mindset? What do you guys think on those two questions?
That's a yes and no. It just really depends.
For what question? Because he has two questions. Which one? For the first or the second?
Well, you can go for both of them.
All right. Well, for the first one, advice for thirsty dudes. He would have to explain more about like thirsty dudes, because that's way too of an open question.
That's
like,
vague.
Yeah, it's very vague. Like, is he talking about himself, talking about dudes in general? Because if you're a thirsty dude, well, be a man, is go out and talk to women. Like, you're thirsty for a reason, go out and get quenched. Come on.
Yeah.
And for the second one, does no fap give you an abundance mindset?
Probably helps it.
I don't know. I think you when you do no fap, I think it's going against your nature. You just have you have billions of sperms in just 2 sacks. So you got to let that thing free, man. And I tried doing no fap, bro. I wet the bed every time, bro. I can't let that shit happen no more, bro. That shit got so annoying.
That's normal though.
Nah, bro. I'm like,
normal.
nah.
Here's my
I
experience though. Like, I didn't feel as drained or tired trying no fap.
Trying
So
no
it kind of
fap.
helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Advice for thirsty dudes, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this. Thirsty to me either mean one or two things. Either you're a simp or you're saying you have a high sex drive, right?
Either you a simp,
right? Or you saying you have a high sex drive. So like, oh, Belle Daphne, ooh, I'm gonna pay for her OnlyFans. Ooh, I'm gonna pay for this person OnlyFans. I'm gonna pay for it, and you spend hundreds of dollars on OnlyFans. Yeah, you're thirsty as fuck, and you just need to man up. But if you're saying that you have a high sex drive and you're not simping, assuming that hopefully you're not simping, and you're just saying that you have a high sex drive, then that just mean, man, mind over matter, bro. Mind over matter. Normal. So God make it easy for men to orgasm for a reason. You don't need all kind of gadgets and gizmo bobs to make a man orgasm. You know, you need less than 30 seconds in your hand. So my thing is obviously there's some benefits to, you know, how should I say? There's some benefits to not fapping. Obviously, you know, you less tired, you less drained because you have more testosterone in your body or whatever. But if we're speaking solely on, you know, being sexually driven, then yeah, you can take care of that with your hand and you'll be less thirsty. If you do this, if you beat off and then you go out in public, you be less likely to want to talk to chicks. I mean, it just is what it is because you don't have that sex drive to make you want to go and talk to her. You be less likely to notice women's big ass butt because you just beat off. You're gonna be on some other shit, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah,
but that could be a good or bad thing depending on where you are in life and what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Like I always do that to myself. I'm like, all right, today I'm gonna do my approaches. I'm not gonna bust a nut at all. And then I go out and I'm like, I need a shorty right now. That's
how big.
Yeah,
exactly.
You go, and then that's how you do it. And you're like, all right, here we go. And that's simple. Then you just get numbers. Like if you really like, I don't know, man, I'm feeling like I want to approach. I'm like, do not bust a nut for a week and wet the bed. There you go. And you gonna be easier to approach shorties.
And you know what else? You'll be less judgmental as well because you'll even approach women. They'll be like, well, she okay. I just need to get off. Like that's where your mind would be at.
Yeah.
You'll be less judgmental, you know? Mm-hmm. So you'll be approaching more women than you normally would. And I think every man should just approach women in the general sense just to keep his game tight and stay sharp and you know. But yeah. Yeah,
it is an art form to actually approach. Like with anything that involves art, you got to keep doing it to get better. Like on.
But you like a thirsty. Oh wait, your name is Muhammad. No offense, bro, but yeah,
he's a homie. I think he might be like 14 or 15. So he's definitely young.
You 14 or 15?
Yeah,
damn, bro.
I've seen him around for a while. So he's gonna be a beast when it comes to him actually getting out here.
Oh hell yeah! But if he's not this young,
prepared.
Yeah,
he's gonna be more than prepared. He's probably gonna take my bitch. Fuck, bro.
My advice to you, man: stay away from Instagram, bro. Like it's so much ads on Instagram. It's insane. Mm-hmm. If you can avoid, right? Like follow inspirational people. You know, just follow. You know, just don't follow any chicks, bro. Like. I mean, it's a trap. You be on one chick's page, you're like, damn, she bad. And you be on that shit page, next shit page, next minute, you know, you being off, bro. Stay away from Instagram.
Well, I wouldn't say stay away from
OnlyFans.
Yeah, stay away from that.
Yeah, I'm talking about the women on Instagram. I mean, like only if you follow people, only follow people for like self-development and stuff like that.
Nah, people be using Instagram.
Stay away from that explore page.
Yeah. Listen, people got to use Instagram for what it's meant for. It's for marketing. If you have a business, oh my gosh, you get on. I'm gonna get you guys some free business game. Okay, listen to this. Anybody who wants to do business, listen up. Go to FacebookBlueprint.com. It's a website made by Facebook, free, completely free. You go there, and they will teach you Facebook, Instagram ads, marketing, all that stuff, so that you can go out and you could start marketing people on Instagram and Facebook and start making money on whatever business you decide on doing. And I'm telling you, that is a free gem that not a lot of people do. And they also give you, if you wanted to, they give you an exam to where you could go to, I think it's Facebook headquarters or one of their like buildings that you could go over there, take an exam, and they'll give you like a free like certificate and a trophy or something that says that Facebook ads like no other, because the test that they make you take is a test that involves that's the one right there, Facebook Blueprint. It's a test that they no cell phones. You're under a time limit, and you can't talk to anybody at all, and you have no notes or nothing.
Hey y'all, I'm gonna warn y'all about that though. I've been on. I grew up with. Well, I've been doing this shit like since I was like in high school, bro. I've done Facebook ads, I've done Twitter ads, I've done YouTube ads, I've done all this shit. I'm gonna tell y'all something though. I've done Instagram ads. You want to stay away from anything Mark Zuckerberg created. Honestly, if you're slightest bit controversial, right? So if you start up a business, like for example, what Mr. Manny Ashton is doing, what I'm just doing with the Red Pagoda stuff, if you start up a business, the least little thing get your whole shit taken down. So all the money you was making on Facebook is gone. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't get 3 strikes like on YouTube. You don't like Facebook will surprise you, take you down, right? I had a whole Nightmare No page, which for music. I had over 100. I had like 500 people, something like that. On my, I have no control over it. I have no access to it, you know. And it's a couple of other people who much bigger than me who actually was making all of their income from Facebook, randomly got their account shut down. So I would say be very careful. Facebook is very lucrative. Don't get me wrong. You can run ads on there. Facebook ads works very well. But you're making a big risk when you rely on these social platforms, and that's with any social platform. So I would say you probably want to diversify, especially if you're using Facebook or Instagram.
Nah, bro, those people that you were talking about, I'm gonna be honest about, they were just dumb. They were supposed to make a website. If they make a website, who's gonna take down your website? If they made a website, because basically they were using Facebook like they were couch surfing. Like you can't be couch surfing out here. You gotta have a home, which is a website. If you have like right now, Miss Man in Action's channel could be taken down by YouTube, but you know what he could do instead is he could be like, all right, well, I have some stuff saved down on my computer. I'm gonna take that stuff, put it on MrManInAction.com. Somebody linked that in the super chat or whatever. .com, right? Go there. That's his home. That's where he lives. He could keep posting videos there and have his fans go there. And he also has Patreon. But if they take him off Patreon, he still has his own website. He can maybe do his own little subscription there, all that stuff. Like this is all business stuff.
And I would say y'all also, it's important when you get big enough, if you can start up an email list, where people could put in their email, and then you forever have your fans' email, so you can keep them up to date directly through email.
And use what do you call that? Google not Google, but like type in, but like Google something. It's like an email list that you could use. I forget what it's called. But it's an email list that you could use that specifically like Google made, so that you could so that you could basically when the person and also like give something of value because people are not gonna give their emails for no reason. Like you could use their email, say, hey, you give me your email, post it in, and you get a free ebook, you get a free this, you get a free that, whatever it may be. Like Mr. Man in Action could do something like, hey guys, put in your email here, get so you get notified of when I do whatever, and then what you could get for free is somebody gets in a raffle, and then I'll review your text that you sent to a girl, and I'll tell you if it's good or not. He could do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all this tech stuff, I'm just like still new to.
Well, I'm gonna answer Muhammad's question as far as advice for thirsty dudes. You gotta work on yourself, bro, because everybody desires women, everybody wants women, but when you come off as thirsty, you're gonna scare women away. So you want to avoid that. You don't want to be a thirsty dude. And as far as the no-fap giving you abundance mindset, no, it actually won't. What gives you an abundance mindset is your mindset. So you have to get your mindset together first. You can't think that doing this thing, doing that thing, doing this thing is going to give me abundance, because you'll find out that if you don't work on your mindset yourself, nothing will give you abundance. So a car won't give you abundance, girlfriend won't give you abundance, no-fap won't give you abundance, because like you said, it's a mindset. And also actual abundance will give you abundance more than anything else. So when it comes to women, the thirstiness and the neediness or the scarcity will go away when you're actually abundant. So instead of just trying to get the mindset, actually have the action of being abundant, and you'll be abundant. Shout out my boy Nas Bando. It's been a minute. Nas, I think you might be in a different country, but appreciate the super chat, bro.
Yeah, Nas Bando, man. Good on you, bro. Hey, that's pretty cool.
He said you got to occupy yourself with other stuff like jobs or hobbies. If all you want to do is have sex all day, you're fucked. Yeah, that's facts.
That's facts.
Yeah,
that's definitely facts. That's one, and remember that's one of the sins. What is that? Gluttony or something like that, or I forget which one it is. Lust. Yeah. You don't want to like people like in Muhammad's case, like he's 14 or 15. That's all kids that during that age, that's all they want to do. That's all they think of because that's just natural. They're organisms. They just want to do that.
Hormones.
So, hormones, all that stuff. So
plus you're young.
Yeah, you're young. All that, everything is in your favor to want to impregnate some woman, and society's telling you not to. And you gotta listen to society because you don't want to. It's not fun being a young dad. So, yeah, just gotta be careful. You want to occupy. Yeah, like that guy said. What was that guy's name again? That he posted that.
Muhammad,
my extra channel I really don't need. That guy.
That's an interesting username.
Yeah. Biggest advice for young men. I don't care who she is, bro. Don't get her pregnant, bro. Wait until you're good and ready, like at least financially stable. But wait, and I would say even wait until you up in age because you know exactly what kind of woman you want, what kind of woman you want to carry your seed because your seed is important. Your seed is your legacy, and you don't want to just give it to any old woman. So don't get her pregnant.
Yeah, facts, man. That's straight facts. Because you ever hear like Kevin Samuels says like, don't impregnate someone who you're not planning on marrying because there's way too many people having kids out of wedlock, and that's not good.
I wouldn't impregnate a woman that I wouldn't be okay with her being the mother to my child, and I'm not okay with any woman being the mother to my child that I've met, and that's why I've got no woman pregnant.
Yeah, think of it like this: would you be comfortable leaving kids alone with her? If not, that's not the person to have kids with, and let alone having her alone with your kids. Because think about it: you're a hardworking guy. You're gonna be out doing whatever, and she to be left alone with your kids 24/7. You have to have complete faith and trust in her.
Me personally, I like a woman who can learn from me and all that stuff. I like a woman that I can teach. But back to what Mr. Manning actually was saying, he was saying that he wanted her to be able to think for herself because if he's not around, she needs to be able to make good decisions. So if I was to die or if I'm just not simply not around, can she make good decisions for her and my child? My seed. Can she make good decisions to take care of what she needs to take care of?
Which is hard to say because a lot of women can't even do that. A lot of women are trying to do that and have kids by themselves. And I mean, you see how society is now. OnlyFans abusers, man. They be out here. Ooh, sims.
Plus, trying to trap you too. Been there.
I'll say again.
Plus, those chicks are trying to trap you too, even at a young age. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Some that look like dimes and other ones that look like zeros.
Shout out to homie Nas Bando. He said, Mr. Man Action, you're buying me a coffee. Helped me out a lot, bro. I don't usually approach, but last week I approached this one chick, got her number. Salute to all the MIAs in the chat. Hey, that's what's up, bro.
Hell yeah.
Hey, that's a huge accomplishment, Nas Bando. That's actually a huge accomplishment. I remember when I first started approaching, my first week, I went through 40 shorties and got one number. So it takes a while. So
yeah,
you got I wouldn't say lucky because I don't like to use that word lucky, but you got a good opportunity. And so I mean, if you want to take my advice on this, if it's like your first chick or whatever, just do whatever with your first chick because you want to feel out for yourself, but you also want to not be crazy, but you know. Like you don't know what you like at first. You don't know what you want. So figure it out with this chick, and then with the next chick, and the next chick.
But like, don't get comfortable though, because like what Mr. Manning actually was saying, right? He was saying that a number don't really mean anything, basically. Just because you got a number doesn't mean that you succeeded or you're gonna get in her draws. It doesn't mean that. And I say this. I say keep trying, keep going. You got one number, cool. Who cares? Have the abundance mindset. Also have abundance. Keep going, keep trying. Get more numbers. Keep doing it. There's been times I got numbers and not even call or test the back. I'm like, who the fuck is this? Oh well, whatever. You know, it's like keep getting numbers. Just keep getting those numbers. Keep getting those numbers. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
It's a journey. It's a journey too. Like it's levels to it. So it's good that he's finally at a point where he's taking action. And I say keep it up, bro. You know, because it can only go up from here if you continue to do what you're doing. That's what's up. I'm glad you finally got out here.
Be proud that you even attempted to do it. Be proud that you even got the number, but don't put your hope in it because obviously when you first go out there and do something, you think, oh, this is gonna be so amazing. Don't put your hope in it as if she's gonna text you back or she's gonna even meet up with you. Don't put your hope in it like that. But do be proud of where you're at, because where you were before, you're leads ahead now.
Yeah, think of this first chick like Drake's first hit. Like Drake's first hit was best I ever had. Now you want another hit. You want another girl. You want another hit. You want another girl. You want to get on the #1 charts. You want to keep getting. You want to keep going.
You want to go platinum, man.
Yeah.
You want to go platinum.
You want to go platinum. You want to go diamond. You feel me?
Word. Well, I think it's about that time, or it's probably been that time. So I think we're gonna go ahead and close this thing out. I'll go ahead and let you guys say your final words, and we'll just go in this order. So Beast with Red Pill, Sir Space Sam, and then Red Pill Guy.
Do I say anything crazy or just like whatever?
Yeah, just final words.
All right. Well, it was good talking with you guys. You know, my channel is Beast with Red Pill. Go give it a follow. Go check it out. I haven't posted anything in like a week or two, but I've just been working on my editing and figuring out what other things to talk about and figuring out other ways to make my channel get bigger and to put out messages for you guys and, you know, spread the message. So if you guys want to check it out, Beast with Red Pill on YouTube.
All right, and thanks for having me up here, Mr. Man in Action. First time up here, and yeah, you guys have a good night.
All right, you too, man.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having me on here, Mr. Man in Action. Thank you, the panel, for having this great discussion. Thanks everybody in chat. Thanks for those awesome questions. Yeah, you can check me out at Red Pill Guy, YouTube or whatever. I'm over there working and stuff. But yeah, it was a pleasure to be here tonight, and yeah, appreciate the opportunity.
For sure. Y'all make sure y'all follow the bros. Beast with Red Pill got some good content. He actually has a few reaction videos to some videos that we've done together and videos that I've put out. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. And also Red Pill Guy, I got an interview on his channel, and he also has Infield. So just so you guys can see that this game is real and that there's other men out here taking action, check out Red Pill Guy's content. Really good videos, and I'm pretty sure y'all got a lot of game from both of these guys. Sir Space Sam, finally good to chop it up with you, bro. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to Kaylin. Shout out to the other bro that pulled up as well. His name is Spliff. So yeah, man, just remember, guys, if you do nothing, nothing's going to happen. So go ahead and take action now. Let's get it. We out.
Yeah, peace. Get them.